Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
And we're, hold on. We're here. We are here. I promise. We are here. We are 1,000% here. I just forgot to do the thing with the Zoom, and I didn't do it right. So hold on. Wait for it. Ah, look at that. It's magic. We're here. You thought we weren't here, but we were. It's your boy King. It is your good friend Jimbo right over there. And you are watching Stay Tuned Sports as we're getting ready for a Thursday night matchup between the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton, returning back to New Orleans for the first time as the coach of the Denver Broncos since he left being coach of the New Orleans Saints, going up against those New Orleans Saints who have Spencer Rattler and nobody else. Oh, they have Alvin Kamara. All right, so they have Alvin Kamara. So it's something. But Olave is out in concussion protocol, from what I understand, and Shaheed is just gone. It went from, it looks like he might be out for this week, to, it looks like they're going to put him on injured reserve, so he's out for at least 4 games, to now just before, it's like, he's gone for months. He's just gone. So that's unfortunate for the Saints. So we're going to see how this game goes. It's Thursday night. It seems this might be a throwback to the Thursday night games of old. We'll see. You know, we'll try to be a little bit more lively than Al Michaels here, but we'll see. Jimbo, how we doing over there?
All right. Like you said, this is gonna kind of feel like a back in the day Thursday night football game. Like, we had 2 good Thursday night football games back to back, and it's almost like the football gods said, we're not going for a three-peat here. So
you're not allowed to have 3 great Thursday games in a row. What are you doing? Oh, Shohei Ohtani already hit a home run in his game. Sorry, paying attention a little bit to baseball as well here. Obviously, you got the NAL and NLCS there. Dodgers already up 1-0 as Shohei Ohtani had a leadoff home run. So things are going great for the Mets. Fantastic. And it appears that Aaron Judge, in the last inning or so, put the Yankees up against Cleveland. As who they have, Clase or somebody come in, try to get the save, and was unable to do so. It is 4-3 Yankees there, going to the top of the 9th. So we'll see what happens at the end of that game. We will keep you updated in here all night long. Shall our very good friend ELS in the chat. ELS, how you doing, brother? Great to see you in there once again.
What's up, ELS?
He actually had a train video the other day I watched. He even commented on it. It's pretty cool. Listen, I'll say this. Maybe it's because I grew up around trucks, and this was kind of the comment I put. Maybe it's because there's nothing I dig more than the sound of diesel.
Yeah.
You just get that almost that high whine. Oh, I love it. It's so great. Plus the smell of these. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that walks into a garage and likes the smell.
Yeah.
You know, the gasoline, the diesel, the oil, all that kind of shit. Like I love that stuff. So I saw his video and I could. Did you ever watch a video and you could smell it? That was ELS's video of the train. It's like you can smell the diesel. It's pretty cool.
I was gonna go somewhere dirty with that.
No,
I'm not.
Don't you dare!
I'm not.
Don't you dare make diesel trains dirty, you dirty bastard! I don't trust you. How are you gonna? Okay, now I'm curious. No, how are you gonna make the diesel thing dirty?
You said, have you ever seen a video that you could smell? I've seen plenty of videos.
Okay. All right. No. All right. Touche.
You want me to keep going?
Touche. I didn't know where you were going, and then as soon as you said it, no, I no. Yeah. All right. You got it. You got it. And no further do we need to go.
We already had YouTube kick some of our subscribers off of us. We can't afford any more.
I was gonna say it was so great. We had 2 raids on Monday from I believe it was it's in the blood. There's a blood raid, which first of all sounds awesome, and then we had Tom Grossi himself and the Grossi posse coming and raid us. We got over 200 subscribers. It was great. We woke up the next morning, 32 of them were gone. Just. So I don't know if it was YouTube getting rid of 32 out of nowhere, which I guess they're known to do. I don't know if 32 people had signed up and subscribed to us and then actually looked at our videos and said, fuck no, and got left. I don't know. I don't know which one happened. I just
figured it out. I figured out what happened. Thanos from Earth 7945 came back.
Oh, stop it. Because you're trying to say something, but you're also trying to mock it. And first of all, yes. How dare you mock comic book nerds like myself? And second of all, you're doing it all wrong because that was Earth 999999.
Like I like the multiverse aspect, but not like 3,000 different Earths or 3,000 different.
Well, there's
Thanos
infinite
versions.
Number of Earths. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Even though Thanos is supposed to be making a comeback.
Is he? Well, everybody's going to be coming back for Secret Wars coming up whenever that hits. You're going to have Doomsday coming up now. We're going to have Doctor Doom. Thank God, I love Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to have Battle World and all that stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool. We got a kickoff here and a dynamic return. Broncos bring it up to the 35-yard line, and that is where they will take over. The Broncos have the first possession of the game. So let's go ahead and give them the little possession ball. Hopefully I won't forget it a lot this game, where I kind of did. I got so busy with the Grossi posse when they came in, and a lot of them stayed, which was, again, big thank you to everybody there who did stayed. And if anybody does come back in and watch, it's pretty cool. But I got so caught up in just talking with the chat and keeping everything up there. I left the quarter as the second quarter all the way to the fourth quarter. It was bad. It was not great. Not the impression I wanted to send. Although Tom said he liked my scoreboard, so that's pretty cool. 1st and 10, Bo Nix back to pass. He's going to actually bring it down and run. He's down to slides at the 49-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Broncos and Bo Nix. So Bo Nix's first pass attempt is actually a run attempt, and it's a first down.
And ELS said I'm already putting out my bad jokes. I've been away for a week or so I gotta knock some of the rust off. I'll get better.
F in the chat for Jimbo's jokes. Bo Nix, they're putting up his college stats there, trying to make it seem a little bit better, I guess.
That's not good.
That's not. You don't want to do that. You don't want to have that happen. Bo Nix now 1st and 10 throws. He's going to complete that for a gain of 2 yards that I believe the officials are going to give him on that play. So 2nd down and 9 coming up here for your Denver Broncos.
And the Mets just hit a home run. Tied up.
Did they really?
Yeah, I got it on the
shit.
TV here because I want to see. Ever since seeing Frank the Tank,
Yeah,
Alonzo
you got to
thing,
see
I
how
wanna
his
track it
meltdowns
out.
are doing. Yeah. 2nd and 8. Coming up here for the Broncos. In shotgun is Bo Nix. It's going to be, again, he pulls it down, running it himself, and he's going to get a first down again. Bo Nix doing it with his legs so far in his first drive for the Broncos as they are now into New Orleans Saints territory. By the way, the Saints wearing their throwback uniforms, which are so much better than the ones they wear now. The only thing I would do is like take the modern fleur-de-lis that they have that has the extra 2 outlines on it, which is cool. I'm fine with that. But put that on there instead of the old school fleur-de-lis that they have on there and wear those uniforms all the time. Those are magnificent. And I know I said that about all the throwbacks.
yeah,
Except for the Giants. As much as I like the Giants one, I understand that one shouldn't be for full time. I get that. 1st and 10, Bo Nix back to throw. He's got time. Throws, overthrows a wide open tight end. Oh my God.
why did he jump throw that?
What are you?
That's what made him go up.
That hurt to watch. Come on, Bo.
I mean, he's tall enough to look over the lineman. It's not like
Lucas
he's,
Kroll was the intended receiver on that tight end, wide open. Again, he had nothing but time. There was nothing. It seemed like he didn't know if he want to go for the tight end or the receiver back there, and kind of went in between them, and so neither one of them could catch it.
And they were both open.
They
That
were
was a
both
touchdown.
wide open. Oh,
Yeah.
Bo. And thank you so much, ELS, for saying that my scoreboard is 100 times better than listen, I think my scoreboard's better than a lot of the primetime ones. 2nd and 10, it's going to be incomplete pass by Bo Nix as he rolled out to his left. So now 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Broncos. And I agree, even though rookie or not, like you got you when it's something that open, you got to make that, you got to connect on that.
That's like a high school type.
And
play
listen,
that
I'm
he
not going to
did.
sit here and say like, oh, I could make that pass because 1,000% I couldn't. All right, I understand that, but I'm also not a quarterback in the NFL. So Daniel Jones could make that pass. That's the insult we'll go with. So 3rd and 10.
Deshaun.
Deshaun couldn't make that throw. Bo Nix just kept on backpedaling, could not find anybody open, got the pressure. 4th and 10 for the Broncos. So a promising opening drive stalls out as soon as they get into Saints territory, and I don't think they're close enough for a field goal kick. They don't appear to be.
No, it looks like the ball.
They're on the
at 40.
41. So
It's not good.
and indeed, it will be a punt. No, yeah, Bo didn't look great. And the kick is away. And it will be down at the 8-yard line
That
for the
drives me
Saints.
nuts. Yeah, I think me and you brought it up like last week or the week before. Like, if the ball, if you're standing on the 10-yard line and the ball's still over your head, just let it go.
Just let it go. That to me, that was always the rule.
Yeah.
When I was watching, if you're on special teams, kind of what I learned a bit in high school as well. Like if you're on a kick return, if you're on a punt return, and you're standing on the 10, and the ball's still over your head when you're on the 10, let it go.
Yeah.
And if it happens to land or bounce on the right way on the 2 and it stays down there, then good on them. That's a good punter. But most times, that thing's going to bounce and roll into the end zone and get a touchback. Because, if you, you're putting yourself in a bad situation. If they put you in a bad situation, hey, you know what? Great special teams play. That's great. But don't put yourself in a bad situation. Josh the Great in the chat. Saints look promising. We're going to see. We're going to see how they look without Chris Olave, who's out with the concussion, without Shaheed, who is out for a long time, which, again, like I said, the progress of this whole week has been odd. Because when I first saw, like, Ian Rappaport and Pelissaro talking about it, it was like, considering surgery, might be out for a while, we'll see. Then he officially went on injury reserve, was out, they said, at least out 4 games. And then today was, oh, he's out for the year. He's done. And it's like, just the progression of Oh, it might be bad. Oh, he's going to be out for at least 4 games. Oh, his season's over. I don't know what happened or what they saw or if it was worse than he had all originally thought. But, yeah, that's a big blow to them. And then, of course, not having Olave either. And you have Spencer Rattler, another rookie quarterback, backup quarterback, and you're in a mess right now if you're in New Orleans. So you're hoping that you can get something going here. But I did as well, ELS. I picked the Broncos. Jimbo picked the Broncos as well on the main show yesterday, which again is up for viewing. If you're subscribed to the channel, you would have gotten a notification if you had the notifications clicked on to all notifications. Thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed and who stayed subscribed. Again, we lost 32 of you out of nowhere. I don't know if that was YouTube's fault or if you just realized what you subscribed to. I have no idea. But for everybody who has stayed subscribed, thank you so very much. And if you do like what you're watching, please like, share, subscribe. It helps us out a ton. Our goal is now still 200. We had reached it. We have now backtracked a little bit. So 200 still the goal.
And going back to the whole Saints thing, I wonder if it was they just kind of giving up on the season and saying, you know what, just take your time to get healthy, get ready for next season, and
big play on first down though, pass to Moreau, tight end, and that's going to be good for a good chunk of yardage there for the Saints as they make it all the way down to looks like they're 40. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close.
So big play there. About 32 yards. Spencer Rattler now hands off on first down, and that's going to be good for about a yard for the Saints. 2nd and 9, or 2nd and a long 8 coming up here. By the way, if you want to help us out more directly, we have links for our donation station at the very top of the chat. It's pinned up there as well as below in the description right underneath this video on YouTube, as well as our merch store. New Steelers merch in the store this week, by the way, if you want to go check that out, if you're a big fan of the Steelers. 2nd and 9, Rattler getting pressure, gets away from it, throws downfield, almost intercepted and dropped. And that is why you're a linebacker.
It looked like the receiver dropped it as well.
It looked like it kind of went through. He was surprised by it because it was almost intercepted by the linebacker. Bounced off him, bounced to the receiver. The receiver was like, ugh. Yeah, it hit him right in the face. So that could have been an interception, or it could have been a catch. Instead, it was incomplete. 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Saints. Rattler in shotgun takes the snap, throws. He's gonna complete it, but it will not be enough for a first down. It's going to be about 2.5 yards short, and it will be 4th down here for Nolans.
I thought that
Cedric Wilson was the receiver on that one. What was that?
I thought maybe they would go for it.
You're still in your end, you know. You're close to the 50, but you're still in your end. I think this is where you punt. And it's still very early in the game.
Yeah.
And the kick is away. And that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback like we had mentioned before. You know, that's why you let it go. Because most times that's going to bounce and roll into the end zone. So the Broncos will have it at the 20. As we're looking at Bo Nix through his Alabama high school years and Auburn years and then going to Oregon, which is funny because they played, who was it, Herbert last week? In the Chargers,
yeah,
and he replaced Herbert as the quarterback at Oregon. So that's kind of funny how that all worked out there. But Herbert definitely got the better of him last week. Let's see how Bo Nix does. Again, Bo Nix spent about 36 years in college, so he's going to throw a bit of a screen here, and that's going to be good for roughly 6 yards. As the Broncos make a pretty decent gain there on first down. 2nd, and I want to say about 4 coming up here for the Denver Broncos. Mims was the receiver on that particular play. Second and 3 coming up here. Okay. Second and third. Second and third. Fourth, maybe. Could it be fifth? I don't know.
Words.
Handoff here. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. That's going to be a gain of about 7.
Good job being patient there.
Yes, it was. Audric Estime, the runner. And it gives the Broncos a set of first downs. The Broncos have 3 first downs already. The Saints have 1. As I take a sip of beautiful evening coffee. That's how you know I'm an old man. Instead of drinking booze, I'm drinking coffee here watching football. But you have to. First and 10, Bo Nix, lots of times, throws over the middle, and that's going to be caught all the way down to the Saints' 45-yard line. Devon Vele with the reception. And a first down, and again, the Broncos are in Saints territory. So I'll say this. The offensive line for Denver is giving Bo time to make his throws and make he's not getting very pressured. And even here, look at this. He's got time. He's able to dump it off out of the backfield. Again, he almost overthrew that one. That was a floater and a half. Franklin, the receiver on that play. Good for about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8 coming up here.
I wonder if that's Clifford Franklin. That would be fun if his first name really was Clifford.
No, Troy. Troy Franklin.
Must be his cousin.
So 2nd and 8 coming up here. We're coming up on 8 minutes here in the first quarter and counting as the clock is running. From the 45, Bo Nix hands it off again. And that is going to be hard running there from Williams, the ball carrier. Javonte there getting about, I want to say, 10 to 12 yards on the carry. Actually, he got about 10 exactly, down to the 35-yard line. First and 10 again for the Broncos. Again, Bo Nix has time and a half to throw. Oof. He connects to Williams. Again, out of the backfield, gain of 5 yards down to the 30, and the Broncos are moving the ball here. Very impressive on this second drive by the Broncos. Bo Nix, again, keeping it short, not taking too many deep shots, but, listen, complete the passes that you can. You don't have to be exciting. You have to win. This is the NFL.
Exactly.
There's no style points here, So win how you can and play within your players' abilities. 2nd and 4, actually. They gave him an extra yard on the spot. Oh! Slipped in the backfield. Jaleel McLaughlin. He did not do very well on that one. No luck of the Irish there for Jaleel. And he loses about 3 yards. 3rd and 6 coming up here now for the Broncos. Jimbo, you've gotten a B on your last joke.
See, that's what I said. I got to get back into the swing of it a little bit here.
ELS is very excited for the Packers and Texans game. I'll tell you what I'm not excited for. Those icy white uniforms. Ugh, they look bad. I'm sorry. Don't like them. 3rd and 6. Bo Nix. He's well protected. Gets away from a sack. Trying to run. And he's not going to make the first down. Could not find anybody open. That's not to say somebody wasn't open. He just couldn't find them.
Yeah.
And it will be 4th down for the Broncos. They are within field goal range, and it looks like that is what they're going to do. Is they're going to go ahead and try for the field goal. As we see Jarrett Stidham giving some advice to Bo Nix, which if you're Bo Nix, don't listen to Jarrett Stidham.
Especially since he's played a lot longer football than he has.
And it's still Jarrett Stidham.
Exactly.
So a 46-yard attempt, snap, hold, kick, up, and that is going to be right down the pipe, ladies and gentlemen. And that is 3 points there for the Denver Broncos as they now have a 3-0 lead on the New Orleans Saints. And I'll say this, ELS, talking about the Packers uniforms, as I'm a uniform logo nerd, so allow me my little bit of a diatribe here. If you look at the Packers whiteout uniforms they have, they have a white jersey, they have the white pants, and on the white pants, it's a green, gold, green stripe on the pants. You know, kind of an inverse of what their regular pants are, which are usually gold pants and then green, white, green. These are white pants with green, gold, green. So, okay. Then you look at the icy white helmets, and the stripe down the middle is just green, white, green on a white helmet. And it's the regular Packers G, but like not outlined in like a gold or something. Like what I would have done is, if you're going to do that with the helmet, inverse the helmet like you inverse the pants. Like you inverse the stripes on the jerseys. Like you did all that stuff. So you have the white helmet, green, gold, green stripe. And around the G, keep the G green, but put like a gold key line around there. Add that little splash of yellow, because you're still the goddamn fucking Packers.
Yeah.
Put the gold in there. And it's like, oh, look, well, we got gold flake in the white. Yeah, but nobody can fucking see it. You know? Like, come on. That's really my gripe with it. Is I think if they would have done that, it would have been a pretty neat, like, one-off uniform, like a cool alternate, you know, like one of those, a throwback to the Color Rush era. That were there, but one that actually would look pretty decent. It's like, oh, it's like just a reverse uniform. It's kind of cool. All right, yeah, I get it. I'm fine with that. Like I liked some of the NHL reverse retros that they did a couple years ago. Like those were okay. But that was like the decision to just leave the helmet white is silly. I am excited to see Pittsburgh wearing their throwbacks.
What about Illinois? Aren't they playing this weekend?
Did you say Illinois?
Was it Illinois? That the whole throwback, the helmet that.
It's Illinois. First of all, you don't say the S.
Illinois.
Jesus Christ! I'm going to drown you in a creek. I swear to Christ.
You have all the time to do that next weekend.
Yes, we're going to go see. Boy, all of a sudden, that game, we're like, oh, man, this would be good. Maybe Notre Dame will actually win that. Now we're going up against a 6-0, maybe 7-0 Navy team. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, now I'm stressed. Now I got to go to the game stressed.
That was the first words out of my mouth to the wife was like, hey, this is an easy win for us. It'll be a good win for Andy to see.
Now we got Army and Navy ranked for the first time since 1960, both at the same time in the top 25. Dynamic return here for the Saints, and they're going to bring it all the way up to about the 33-yard line. So, yeah, next weekend's going to be fun. We're going to have to make sure we tape a lot of it. We'll put it together. We'll put it up on the channel as the Notre Dame out there for the Stay Tuned Sports crew and our families.
Yes.
And hopefully it's a win. Hopefully it's a win. I don't know, though. Now it's a little dicey now. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Saints from the 32-yard line. Broncos showing pressure. And they do, but it is a running play, and it's going to get only about a yard. Alvin Kamara with the carry.
I just don't understand how football players could wear those chains out there. You know they're not no Kmart chains.
I don't understand it. I never understood wearing the jewelry, like especially the ones like they have like the earrings in. And it's like, can you put the helmet on, and then you're gonna get hit in the side of the head, and you're gonna have a beautiful 24-karat diamond in the base of your skull. It's like, I don't know. Hand off and almost tackled in the backfield, breaks out of it. Gains about 6 yards on the play. Does Miller, the ball carrier. Kendre Miller, the ball carrier on that one. And I don't see. Here's the thing. This is Illinois. I see. Now you got me fucking doing it. You son of a bitch. Illinois. This is Illinois. Well, no, because there's an apostrophe S because it's their possessor. So it's Illinois.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
125th No, because you said no, because you said in the singular Illinois, and that's
Oh.
not what it is. See, I don't mind that. See, that's the thing I wish the Giants actually would have done. Instead of doing just one throwback uniform, I wish they would have done, like, ask the NFLs, like, can we do a series of, like, this was our uniform in 1925, and then this was ours in 1933, and then this was ours in 1950. And then, you know, you could do the 70s disco one that they had and do all that, the Pasarchek era.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be, are they saying that's a fumble?
Yeah. That'd be
Do we
pretty damn
have a
close to being
whistle?
a
Do we
fumble.
have any kind of confirmation here? They're
No,
saying
they're not calling
fumble.
Wow.
They're saying fumble. They're saying it was not a forward pass. They're saying it's a fumble and recovered by the Denver Broncos. Let's take a look at this.
I mean, that hit could have been a lot worse.
Rattler went back to pass. Boy, he got
That's a
blindsided.
fumble.
And this is going to be close. The way the NFL is, this is going to be... Nope,
Yep.
that's out on
That's
the
a fumble.
backswing. That's out on the backswing. That's a fumble. Oh, if you could have just held on to it for a millisecond longer on replay, they would have said that's a forward pass.
But like they said, though, too, is if the hand's going forward, he still has to have a hold of the ball. Like, it can't be moving around, too. Can't be, like, palmed.
No.
forward.
You can't. Well, it depends, because I've seen shovel passes get called, passes, and then they say, it's like, ELS in the
Still-
chat says he would rather wear a Vikings hat than wear the terrible Illinois helmet. That helmet gets a -1,000 out of 10.
Oh, see, I love the helmet.
Let me see. I have to check because I know they had a couple different ones, and I know is it the orange one that has like the leather cross on the top, like the real old school, like the Red Grange ones?
Yeah,
Or-
the helmet is the old, like, leather, like you said, the leather helmet.
I see. I like the. I remember when Texas A&M did theirs, and they did it so intricately where they actually put like the stitch marks on it and made it look like it was like the actual leather patches on the flying wing and stuff like that. That was actually pretty cool. Okay, let me see. Illinois getting ready to wear their throat. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. As a uniform, I love those. I love the faux leather helmet look and the real old school, with the old school strap. The leather. Those used to be like made out of suede or something. They said it would help you hold on to the ball better. That's why they made them like that. I love a good like 1920s throwback uniform. Like that's why I like back in '94 when they were doing the NFL 75th anniversary, and the Steelers had theirs one. Where it was it was yellow and it had the black stripes and it had the crest of the city of Pittsburgh on the front. Like that was a cool goddamn jersey. The Bears had theirs. Like that was I enjoyed those. So I enjoy a nice super throwback jersey. Like I'm a big fan of those. That's why I like the Giants one so much because it was a nice decent throwback to such a long time ago. Like it gives you a little peek. That's why I like the Bears one that they actually had for the last couple years. Where it had like the 3 stripes on the helmet and all the stripes down the shoulders and cool stuff like that. I was like, that's cool. Like that's awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Bubba. That's the wife. Again, she will never be on the stream, so don't even ask. I just like saying hi to her.
Taylor Swift, she's in the chat.
Dude, if Taylor Swift ever comes in this chat, like I said, I'm not telling anybody. That's going to be me time. My time to shine. So, Taylor, have you ever watched Lord of the Rings? 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the 45-yard line. I'm gonna out nerd her. Bo Nix back to throw. That's going to be caught near the 50.
So far, this game going how you thought it was going to go?
Well, roughly. Like, again, it's not anything. There's been no real big plays. There's been nothing spectacular. It's been a little... we have a tackle eligible here. Tackle eligible. coming up here for the Broncos. It is 2nd and 5. 3 minutes coming up here in the first quarter. Bo Nix, he's going to hand it off here. And tough running.
Wow.
Close to a first down. I don't know if he's going to get it.
I'll tell you what, like I haven't really watched a lot of Broncos games, but it seems like they have two really hard running backs.
Mims with the carry on that one. He was, and they're giving him 3rd and inches. Much like me and Taylor Swift, just be giving her a couple of inches. That's all. God, no, that's not. No, you're taking it wrong. That's not what I meant. Exactly what I meant. 3rd and inches coming up here is QB sneak for Bo Nix, and he is going to get it. As the Broncos do QB sneak. Not quite a touche push.
Touche push.
The touche push. Which I think we all agree now is dead. That is a dead and dusted play. When you don't have Jason Kelce, the play doesn't work. It just that's how it is. I don't make these rules. I didn't make the rules. That's just what it is. Which is hilarious that they wanted to fucking get rid of that play. And it's like as soon as Jason Kelce retires, it's like, oh, he was the whole key to that. He's the only reason that play was automatic. Okay. So 1st and 10 for the Broncos. It's going to be a handoff here. And that's going to be a gain of about 6, maybe 7 again from Williams with the carry. And I said Mims before. That wasn't Mims. That was Williams. I had the wrong roster up. Because Mims is on the Saints.
Whoops.
Whoopsie. Listen, I'm a Giants fan. I don't pay attention to these other teams. You know, I pay attention a bit to the Broncos because I like Brandon Perna from That's Good Sports. They're doing a charity stream, by the way. So if you do check over there and want to donate to their stream, please go right ahead and do so at That's Good Sports. That would be a good... that's a good reason to not watch us. But come on back. Now, you could go watch them, but come on back. We're fine. Under a minute now. After the Broncos get another run, and it's going to be close to, if not a first down, the way it's marked, it is indeed a first down. And it will be 1st and 10. The Broncos are going to have to run one more play here in the first quarter. ELS in the chat. By the way, I'm doing day 3 of 12 of the Fall Flavors Coffee Collection. Day 1, oatmeal cookie. Day 2 was vanilla nut, pumpkin pie. And day 3 is maple pecan. Very nice. Oh, you got to catch that. Right through the hands.
Oh, there we go.
But we got it. We got, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time.
Dun, 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 dun. Now here where it all slides downhill. Get ready for it. We do have a flag. It is holding. It is against the Saints. Defensive holding, 5-yard penalty, but automatic first down. And we get flag numero uno for...
Let's see here. Yeah.
That's...
I mean... By rule,
by the technicaliest of the technicalities, yeah, but
let them play.
So 1st and 10 now from the 29-yard line. Bo Nix, he's going to throw over the middle. That's going to be cut for about 12 yards. First down for Franklin, not the turtle, but the football player, and that will be the end of the first quarter with the score: the Denver Broncos 3, the New Orleans Saints nothing. As I burp up coffee. Oh, boy.
And it's still 1-1. Dodgers-Mets game, and we got Ohtani up to bat right now.
And I don't know if you're doing this ELS or not, because I didn't see any like updates on your channels about it or not. But like if you're doing like you're doing the 12 fall flavors there from Aldi's, have you thought about like maybe like videoing it and just being like giving your taste profiles and your review of what the things are? I think that would be a pretty decent like video series, or at least just a short if you're going to do shorts that on your channel. Because I'll tell you what, if I do go to Aldi's and I do get 12 bags of coffee of different flavors, I'm 1,000% doing that. You're going to see that on the Stay Tuned Sports channel right here. You're going to see a short from me every day for 12 days of just being like, this coffee is delicious. This coffee tastes like swamp ass. You know, just like I'll just give my reviews and do all that kind of stuff. That wouldn't be a bad idea to do. I don't think anyway. And I do also agree. I certainly hope that we don't have nearly the amount of flags on Monday night. Monday night was great for the raids that happened at halftime, but it was bad because the fucking flag. Dude, that game on Monday night got so terrible. Cleveland and the Yankees tied at 5. They are now in the top of the 10th.
Let's go Cleveland.
Yankees got another run at the top of the 9th, but Cleveland got 2 to tie it up, so it's 5-5. Yeah, how the Orioles doing? That's what I thought.
Just like every year since Cal Ripken retired. Actually, even before that. I mean, they did make it to playoffs.
ELS says
years ago.
I'm doing the coffee review on my own Facebook, but I don't do food reviews on YouTube because of one jerk ass. ELS, I gotta tell you this.
Who is it?
Yeah. You got your buddies Jimbo and King here right now. So anybody want to fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with us. You know, I'm from Jersey. You know, people go swimming in the Meadowlands. They don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit what this asshole's? There's the one thing, and this is going to be something that, and hopefully you'll learn. It took me a while to learn, but again, I'm old hat internet, so I've been calloused over 30 years of being on the internet. It doesn't matter. Like if you go on Facebook and look up like cute dog videos, there's people under there being assholes. There's just going to be an asshole somewhere doing shit to be an asshole. Tell them to shove it up their ass. Or best thing to do is just ignore them and block them. Get them out of there. You know, like you can tell them to go fuck off. And that's what I mean. Is rule number 1 that I always learned with YouTube was when you do some of the stuff like, yes, you want to interact and you want to see some stuff, but for the most part, don't read the comments because they're always going to be bad.
Yeah.
And that channel was blocked from watching videos, so that's good. So that's what I mean. So you know, fuck those cocksuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's you're always going to have that. Like our good friend Jimbo, he had people saying shit about him for his Saturday talking about the BKFC, and it's like,
yeah,
fuck off. Like, you know, that's how we have to look at it. You know, your opinion means shit. Go fuck yourself. If you were so good and had so many opinions about doing it, you would be doing it. But you're not. So, fuck off. That's all. 1st and 10. It's going to be a pitch here to Williams. And that's going to be a gain of about 4 yards. Maybe 3, 4, somewhere around there. 2nd down coming up here for the Broncos. As they're looking to get the first touchdown of this game. No touchdowns in the first quarter. We did have 1 flag in the first quarter, so that's good. If we can keep it to 1 flag a quarter, that would be great. But yeah, we know Denver has had 11 minutes and 25 seconds of possession already. The Saints only had 3 minutes and 47. So the Broncos ruling time of possession here. Bo Nix, again, has great protection. He steps up into the pocket, though. Cannot find a receiver, and he's going to get about a yard away from the first down. And 3rd and 1 or 3rd and a very short 2 coming up here for the Saints.
But as far as that time of possession, that's kind of like how I was expecting this game to go too, especially with the Saints, losing so many weapons.
It's giving me 49ers Jets flashbacks.
Yes.
Of that initial Monday night game where the Jets just could not get on the field because the Niners ran the ball all over them. 3rd and 1, Bo Nix steps under center. Got a man in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. He's got all day to throw. Still back there. Throws short, changes it. My God, Bo.
It's like he gets in his head.
The easiest throws he cannot make.
Yeah.
He had all day. the greatest protection. Now, yeah, you got triple coverage there. I understand why you didn't throw it there. But then eventually you have your man get open there and you short hop it. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Are they trying just to get him to go off sides? Yeah. They're just doing the cadence. If I'm New Orleans, I don't move a muscle. 2, 1, 0. They'll take the delay probably. Don't want to waste the timeout. And go get the field goal unit on there for Denver. Or will they take a timeout? That would be the dumbest thing in the world. Don't take a timeout. But I haven't seen the flag icon.
Yeah. So.
Okay, it's 4th and 6.
Okay, there is 4th.
So they did give him a flag, but they just didn't put it up there. So, flag.
I think someone said, don't say flag. You might piss off King.
Just stop doing. Oh, dude, you have no. Here's the thing: as the counter goes up, ELS knows when the rant is coming based on the flag counter. He knows. He's got it down to a science. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Broncos are now up 6-0 after impressive drive, but stalls inside the Saints' 10-yard line.
And you just can't do that. I mean, that was a hell of a drive, only to stall.
And what, dude? As open will ever be.
Yeah.
And short hops, but he did that before. He had 2. He had a wide open tight end and a wide open wide receiver, and he threw it in between them and missed both. It's like Bo, there has to be improvement at some point.
Yeah. Dodgers take the lead.
And by the way, I say that knowing full well that Daniel Jones is my fucking quarterback. So I get it.
Maybe Matthew Stafford soon. You never know. If
Dude,
that happens,
I certainly hope that happens just so that we can fuck with Robin a bunch. Because my sister-in-law has an unnatural hatred for Matthew Stafford. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why she does. But she cannot stand Matthew Stafford. From his time when he was with the Lions to now that he's with the Rams, she literally cannot stand this man. So then I guess you saw somewhere someone was floating around rumors of what could be trade deadline deals, or maybe the Rams will look to get draft picks by getting rid of Stafford or do something like that. Maybe Stafford goes to the Giants. And we brought that up in the group chat, and she was like, no. I would never. And at that point, I'm like, I love Daniel Jones. I am a Daniel Jones supporter until they get rid of him. I will support Daniel Jones, no matter how bad he is. But I kind of want to see Matthew Stafford become a Giant now, because if it happens, I'm buying her a Matthew Stafford New York Giants jersey for Christmas, and she'll have to wear it because I'm family, and you can't disappoint family on Christmas. That would be rude. Can't be rude. Can't be rude on Christmas.
Unless you go over a week later for New Year's, and there's a hanging on the oven handle.
It's gonna be in a bonfire or something. It's gonna be inside her husband's meat smoker that he has. It's just gonna be like, boy, this tastes awfully like polyester. Like, what the fuck's going on here? It's like, oh, nothing. That's a new flavor pellets. I don't know what you're talking about. We love you, Robin. We love you a ton. But God, I certainly do. Now I certainly do hope that Matthew Stafford becomes the Giants quarterback. That would be great.
And you know what? Now I'm thinking about it too. It doesn't necessarily have to happen this year either. It could happen next season because
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know if Stafford's going to be. I don't even know if he's going to play next year.
How about Max Crosby's comments?
I missed it. I saw someone say is he dropping hints about wanting to leave after all this time? But I didn't see what the exact comments were. You're going to have to go ahead and say that to me. Here we go. We have a dynamic kickoff though. Saints are returning it, and they make it up to the 30, and that is where they will be stopped, and that will be where they take over.
Let me look it up real quick so I get it correct.
Yes, you want to make sure you don't want to paraphrase.
So he said, I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to win. So I don't know whatever that means. Then he went on, but I'm here to win now. wherever I'm gonna be here to win. So that's all that matters to me. So it's like,
yeah, that just sounds like he's not. Oh, there's a fumble on the snap. We have a flag down. Spencer Rattler fumbles the ball as he's picked up by the Broncos. There is a flag down. So hold on to your horses. Hold on to your Broncos. We're going to see what the flag is. That was an absolute circus play, no doubt. That was... Agreed with you, Jimbo, on that one. What the fuck was that? But they're staying on the field. It looks like it is going to be against the Broncos, whatever it is. And it is indeed neutral zone infraction on the Denver Broncos. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That could have been, well, I mean, obviously it would have been bad.
That was bad anyway. And now you got to think of your Broncos, man. Oh, just if you lined up a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because that was just a mess written all over it. Which I guess can be entertaining in its own way. Bad football can be entertaining sometimes. Oh, and there's another one! And they blow this one dead before it starts. Denver, all of a sudden, just defense kick.
I never really defend the refs, but King, we can't yell at the refs for these.
No. Those, I said, if the refs only throw flags on the obvious calls, I don't have a problem with that. Like, if it's clear and obvious, yes. Those last two, clear and obvious. Like, there's no anger in that. It's when they start throwing shit about fucking minutia and face masks not lined up with nutsacks and shit like that. That's when I get a little put off. Spencer Rattler on 1st and 10, back to throw, throws deep down the field, and the Saints player just trips all over himself, does a cartwheel. He gets up looking for a flag, but, like, what are you looking for, dude? It looks like he tripped all over himself. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Saints. Let's take a look here. Maybe I missed something. We'll see if there's any clear and obvious interference here. No. There's nothing there. He fell. He just fell.
I mean, he grabbed his hand.
What are you looking for? What do you want?
If you saw his left foot, it was like...
Yeah. If anything, and he the one play, like he grabbed his hand, like looked like they were holding hands running down the field. That's
fine. I'm okay with that.
2nd down. It's a completed pass. Got a couple yards on that gain. Juwan Johnson with the reception. Let's go for 5 yards. 3rd and 5 coming up here now for your Saints. Well, not your Saints, but if you like the Saints, they're your Saints. Rattler back to throw. Gets kind of hit as he throws, and that's way the fuck out of bounds. And that'll be 4th and 5. Saints will have to punt. Again. Cleveland scores 2 runs in the bottom of the 10th, and they win Game 3, 7-5 over the New York Yankees. Woo-hoo. The series, now the Yankees lead 2-1 in the ALCS.
Right now, the Dodgers are up 3-1, top of the 3rd. Bases loaded, and looks like they have gotten out of it. It was a foul ball, but stayed in play, and they caught it.
Who's that, the Mets got out of it?
Yeah, the Mets got out of it.
All right. So, punt is away, and the Broncos are going to bring it up to about the 13 or 14-yard line, and that is where they will be tackled, and that is where they will take over for their next drive. And we'll see if Bo Nix can actually get him into the end zone this time, or if this game's going to be like a 15-0 game or 15-3. It's all field goals, and like it's going to be one of those games,
Yeah.
I have no idea. Thank you so much for watching us here, though, on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. That is your good friend Jimbo right over there. If you like what you're watching, please like, share, subscribe. Our goal is to get to 100 subscribers. We had reached it after we had a couple of raids on Monday night. Was fantastic. And then the next morning, 32 of them were just gone. So we don't know if that was YouTube. We don't know if that was people coming to their senses. We have no idea. But if you want to help us reach our goal, please like, share, subscribe. Helps us out a bunch. Hit that little notification bell and click down on all notifications in the drop-down menu. That will help. If you want to help us out more directly, our donation station link is in the top of the chat, pinned up there, as well as below the video in the description. Same with our merch store. Thank you very much for all your help and all that you do. Bo Nix on first down, rolls out to his right. Now he's going to pull it down and run it himself, and he's going to gain about 3 yards as he dives forward. Second down coming up here for the Broncos. Second down in about 7. Could be 6, depending on what the officials want.
He just does have good footwork.
I was going to say, Amazon's looking at his footwork there, and he's doing a lot of dancing. Happy feet, as they say.
Yeah.
And you don't want that as a quarterback. And as you see, when his feet are firmly planted, balls go where they're supposed to go. When he's got happy feet, they're either way up here or the way the fuck down here. So I think that's the thing he has to work on clearly, is keeping those feet planted. We've got a run here. And he almost breaks it. Williams brings it all the way inside Saints territory, down to about their 41-yard, or to their 41-yard line. I'm sorry, yard line. Down to the Broncos' 41-yard line.
I'm the one that has a hard time with words. Williams is having
a pretty good game here so far. Absolutely. If you look at this, so if I'm the Broncos, maybe you don't rely on Nix as much as maybe you wanted to. Maybe you change the game plan a bit. You know, go with the hot hand. And Payton comes from the Bill Parcells tree. Yeah. So he's the one, and run it until they stop you.
And as of right now, Williams has 49 yards rushing. He's averaging 8 yards a carry.
I was going to say, even here, this was a little bit of a tough sledding run here by Estime, but even still got 4 yards.
Yeah.
If you're going to pick up 4 yards, even on tough runs, you're talking about, you're going to get a first down. You don't have to rely on Bo Nix here. Run the ball. Run until they stop you.
Yeah.
Coming up on 10-10 wins here in the second quarter. Nix takes the snap back, fakes the handoff, throws to Williams out of the backfield, and he's going to get all the way up to the Saints' 49-yard line, and that will be a first down. As we see, I don't know who's that. Howden get up a little bit slowly, but he is up.
I don't think Howden was the one that got hurt. I think he was looking down at the player. Yeah, because the Saints guy was grabbing his knee.
Was he? Let's see. I didn't see it, but we'll see. We'll see if they stop the play. As we see a couple of replays here of, again, Williams. Oh, yep, there he is now.
Yeah. And that's a team that can afford any more injuries. Jesus Christ.
I'd have to look at it. Hopefully it's, again, it's not anything bad. Hopefully it's not like one of the non-contact ones, which are usually our ACL, and you're worried about that. And
yeah.
All of that kind of nonsense. Even if it is contact, though, that's not great either. But you hope for the best. You absolutely got to hope for the best. But again, there's so many injuries. Is it just me, or is it? And I feel like we almost say this every year, but does it seem like there's more injuries this year than there have been? And what would you attribute that to?
It seems like there is more injuries. It doesn't seem like there are as many severe ones like torn ACLs, but it just seems like there's, a week-to-week type injuries. And I know we all want the training camps shortened and the preseason's gone, but I really think that the lesser practices they do, the injuries seem to be going up over the years.
Right, and this is where I'll say I think there does need to be a trade-off. I think fine if I'm actually okay with getting rid of preseason games. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to start allowing real two-a-days again.
Yes.
Hitting in practice. You have to start allowing the hits in practice, full pads, things like that, like the things that they've kind of taken out of training camp. And it's the players you have to do these many hours, and they can't do any more than this hours, and they have to do this, and all this, and da-da-da-da-da. I think that's putting players in in very bad positions, and in bad condition. And then you're expected to go right into the season full bore from that, and it's where you're seeing hamstrings just getting shredded, knees getting shredded, injuries happening all over. Like there has to be a happy medium, and you have to weed that stuff out early on. You have to condition yourself. You have to build up to the season and train your muscles to get back into game shape. And I know people are saying like, oh, they're so fit now, like they don't, nobody's missing that, or nobody's. It doesn't matter how much you work off in the off season. Oh no, they got the card out, so this is not great for the Saints.
And they got the air cast on.
Oh, I hope this isn't another Aiden Hutchinson situation. Again, we just saw that it might have been the knee, which was my first thought on Aiden Hutchinson before we saw the replay.
Yeah.
My first thought was, oh, no, because it looked like he was just grabbing his knee. And then you saw the replay, and it was like, oh, no, that's not the bend in the leg that we thought it was supposed to be. That's no good. Adebo is the injured Saint. Again, not great.
And you know what? It must have been bad because they're not showing any of the replays.
Yeah, so you know what that means. We got to go to Twitter.
Yes, I'm already.
If you want to see horrific things, you go to Twitter. Like, if you wanted to see that Hamas guy on Twitter, it's like, oh, it's a graphic things. Meanwhile, X and Twitter is like, hey, you want to see a guy's head be empty? Here you go. Thanks. That's not the first thing I wanted to see in a fucking morning. Thanks a lot, X. Jesus, Fox Sports with the understatement of the fucking century. Paulson Adebo is headed to the locker room with an injury. You fucking think?
I know this is not football related, but I'm a little scared that Paula Dean is trending number 2. I can't imagine what she did.
I don't know. Let's just hope it's butter related. And that is it.
That's it.
Well, I don't see her. She's not trending on mine, thank God.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, because that's the other thing. Like you use the main Stay Tuned Sports account as your main account. You have a Twitter account.
Yeah,
you have Jimbo ST Sports. That's where you're supposed to be. That one is only supposed to be for show tweets. And meanwhile, I go on there and I see all types of other people's shit, and you like so many other people and you use everything on there as your personal account. Go to the other one. I use King ST Sports. You use Jimbo ST Sports. That's the whole goddamn point. I've been sending people over to your Twitter. They probably don't even know. You don't even know who you got or how many followers you got. Go use that one. That's your personal one, asshole. Stop using the business one. That's the business one. Anyway.
Anything on the injury here?
I'm not seeing anything as of yet.
I'm just looking at the Barstool Sports one, though, from 3 minutes ago. I don't know what happened, but they said having 2 games on at the same time has caused civil war in the office.
Oh, with the Mets and Yankees? Yeah, both the Mets and Yankees game. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Well, Kool-Aid McKinstry is now in the game for the Saints defense. So, awesome name. Bo Nix back rolls to his right, looks, throws down the field. That's going to be caught. Down at the 20-yard line, Franklin the Turtle again.
Just thank God he wasn't like wide open. He would go short past that.
He was pretty wide open. I'll say that.
Not compared to the other 2 plays. The one on the left-hand side with the receiver and the tight end in the same area.
So, 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line is where it's officially placed. Bo Nix under center. Going to hand it off to Williams, and he's going to get 2 yards on the carry. One of his shorter carries of the game so far. So, 2nd and 8 coming. I kind of feel bad for the Saints and Saints fans.
Yeah.
Because you had those first 2 games of the year. And yeah, first one's the Panthers, so you kind of let that one go. And then you go and you destroy Dallas, and you're like, oh, maybe this is it, because Dallas is supposed to be a good team. Now it turned out Dallas is basically the Panthers. So, beating them at home by a significant amount is not that hard to do, apparently. So, 2nd and 8, Nick's back to throw. It's going to be connected as my man is just getting ganged up on, but it is going to be a first down. It is going to be 1st and goal. As there's a little back and forth there between Humphrey and Gay. That's the player's name. Fucking relax. Don't cancel us. Did you hear him? He called that player Gay. No, that's the guy's fucking name. Will you stop? Don't send me to the re-education camps. 1st and goal here for Denver. Bo Nix again heads Williams wide open, walks into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos as they look to open up a 13-0 lead, depending on the extra point. But that was just not even touched. 8 plays, 86 yards, mostly done on the ground. Bo Nix with a couple of decent passes there, which I think is, if you're the Broncos, that's the game plan. If this is what the Saints are going to give you, run with this. Literally run with it. Let Williams have his game here. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. 13-0. The Denver Broncos lead the New Orleans Saints. And, boy, Brandon Perna's got to be happy over there. On his channel, which, by the way, he is having a charity live stream. So if you do want to check over there real quick, donate some money, and then come back here, or if you just want to donate money there, that would be fantastic as well. I'm always fine with supporting other good causes and things like that. So I have no problem with that. And we're small enough to where I know I'm not like, what are we doing? Like we're not doing anything. I would love to one day be big enough to do like cool charity live streams and shit like that. But right now, I am the charity, Which, by the way, if you do want to donate to us as well, we do have our donation station link pinned to the top of the chat. You can go say, donate to us, whatever you'd like right now. The leader in the clubhouse is Bryce. He's donated 5. We also have somebody else who donated 5, Imram. He also donated 5 to us. You want to get your name on the ticker? You donate more. It's coming up right now. See, look it. See, top contributor Bryce Kemple donated $5. You want to donate more? You get your name on the ticker. But any donation is appreciated. Thank you so very much for everybody who does that. Saints on the kickoff return only get it up to the 20 as the Broncos special teams celebrates that, and that is where the Saints will take over.
So let me ask you this: if this game keeps going how it's going, and the Saints lose, and the Jaguars lose on Sunday, who gets fired first, Dougie P or Dennis Allen?
Peterson. Because it feels like Allen's going to have the, injuries. There was so many injuries. There's something we could do. Like, he has a bit of an excuse. Kamara, with the carry, he's going to get about 6 yards on that one. So it'll be 2nd and 4 coming up here for the New Orleans Saints, wearing their beautiful uniforms. But I have a feeling that if they lose in these, it's not going to be... It's not going to be worn too much more often, unfortunately. And that's the sad part, because it's really nice. It's really nice.
Seeing those jerseys remind me of Ironhead Hayward from the Tecmo Super Bowl games.
2nd and 4. It's going to be a handoff. Things getting a little testy in the trenches. Little pushing, little shoving. Not a whole lot of loving.
I didn't hear no bell.
I thought this was America.
Little South Park.
Which is actually pretty on brand since it is the Broncos.
Yeah. See, sometimes I make funny jokes and not realize it.
No, see, look at that. See, you're there. Chief Asset in the chat. You're doing a good job. Thank you, Chief Asset. I like being reminded that I am doing a good job. And even if you're lying to me, your sweet, sweet lies are nice to me. Rattler, I think he had an open lane to get the first down. They're marking him short, because he kind of went an extra long way to get there. If he had just turned straight vertical upfield, he would have gotten it.
Well, it looked like he was waving at a receiver to keep going. That's why he kind of took that last, half a second. Let's see.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird. I think if he would have turned up vertical a little bit more, like a little sooner, I think he might have had a chance. And he is short.
Ooh.
He is short.
I don't know. That nose is pretty damn close to that.
No, it's not. They're going to review it. Saints are taking a timeout here with 5:27. I don't know if they want to take an extra look at this, if they're actually going to. I don't know. We're going to see what they're going to do here. But the nose was short. Maybe by an inch, but it was short.
We'll see here.
Rattler is on the field.
And maybe they go for a quarterback sneak. I mean, it's
like I said, it's literally where it is. It's fourth and an inch.
Yeah.
You're down 13-0. You've had nothing going on all game. Your defense is getting run all over. Either do a QB sneak, or if you can't get an inch with Kamara, I don't know what you're doing. But fourth and inches. It is going to be a fake to Kamara, thrown out of the backfield, wide open. That's going to be a first down and a lot more. First down for the Saints. Those are the two things that I always say, and it really works every time. It's either if you're going to do that, do a quarterback sneak, or naked bootleg, open pass, or open run for the quarterback. Either one will work.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They did the play action to the running back. Everybody's dedicated to that because you got to try to stop Kamara, and that leaves just open out there. So Spencer Rattler now rolls out to his right, looking. He's going to throw, and that's going to be caught by Kamara for about a gain of 7, maybe 6, 7. Steps out of bounds. 4:45 and counting remaining here in the second quarter. We got Chief Asset with us in the chat. We got ELS with us in the chat. If you want to come join us in the chat, it's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. What are you looking forward to in Week 7 here in the NFL? I know what I'm looking forward to, baby.
A Giants win.
The belt, baby. The Giants and the Eagles coming up on Sunday. You're not going to want to miss that live stream as me and Jimbo try to murder each other, as we both think the other team's team is going to win. Gain of a yard by Kamara, maybe 2 on second down. So it'll be third and short coming up here for the Saints. That's the thing with me and Jimbo, is that we are both going to root like hell for our respective teams, me for the Giants, he for the Eagles. But when it comes to the picks on the Friday forecast tomorrow, I'm fairly certain that I'm picking the Eagles, and I'm fairly certain that he's picking the Giants. So that's where we are as fans, in case you want to know where we are in the thought process. 3rd and 2 coming up here. Rattler play action, getting pressure from the Denver defense. Gets out of it. Wide open field in front of him. He's to the 40.
Wow.
To the 30. Down to the 22-yard line is where he steps out. First down for the Saints. The Broncos got good pressure. They got to him. They could not wrap him up, though. And Spencer Rattler, once he got away from the pressure, was nothing but wide open plastic in front of him. Almost slipped, too. But was able to maintain his balance.
He slithered like a rattlesnake.
That's why he's Spencer Rattler.
Rattler.
I'm a sneaky snake. Bobby Coe here in the chat. I'm looking forward to the Tampa and Baltimore game. Hello, guys. I love your show. This is the first time I'm watching you guys. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much, Bobby. Thank you for coming in here. If you like what you're watching, and you said you did, like, share, subscribe. Helps us out a bunch. Thank you for joining us here in the chat. Tampa Bay and Baltimore, I think, is going to be one of the marquee games there. We're going to see how good Tampa Bay is. This is, as Jimbo hates me saying, this is going to be a measuring stick game for the Buccaneers to see, I think, where they are when it comes to the NFL hierarchy this year, and we'll see. What's this? What? November 29th? That's the Black Friday game. Yeah, okay. Raiders and Chiefs. That doesn't have quite the juice anymore to it, does it?
And that's if Max Crosby's still there.
That's even if Max Crosby is still there, yeah. We'll see. Might he be in Detroit? Might he be... Where else could he go?
In Philly?
No, he's not going to Philadelphia. Stop it. Stop it.
How we trade Sirianni for him. Oh, Jesus
Oh, we got a
Christ.
little of a pitch here. But it's going to end up being a loss of a lot. That's a 7-yard loss? My God.
There was going to be a couple murders there.
That did not work out the way Dennis Allen, Spencer Rattler, and the New Orleans Saints thought that it would.
Jesus.
Line of scrimmage was the 22. They got tackled at the 29. So, 2nd and 17. They're being generous, I think, with that spot. It's a long 17. Spencer Rattler back throws. That's going to be caught at the 23 is where the referees are spotting it. So, 3rd and 11 coming up here. Moss with the tackle for the Denver Broncos. New Orleans had such a great opportunity here. You don't want to waste it. Broncos take a timeout, their second timeout. I missed their first one because I'm an idiot. So let's go ahead and fix that right now. See, this is the thing. Tom Grossi said I had a nice scoreboard. It's whether or not I can actually keep up with it and use it. That's a thing. But, it looks beautiful. I did a great job graphics-wise. 3rd and 11 coming up here for the Saints after the timeout break. As the standings are here, the Broncos are 3-3, looking to get to 4-3. Which will put them closer to the Chiefs. And then especially, the Chiefs got that big game with San Francisco this week. If they lose that, the Broncos will only be a game out of first place. Well, game and a half because the Chiefs had a bye already. But so the Broncos, with a win here, are very much still in the AFC West race. Spencer Rattler, he's going to get hit as he throws, does complete the pass.
Jesus, he's still going.
And Moreau, was that Moreau? I don't know, but he keeps on trying. Yeah, it was Moreau. And he was doing a bit of his best Mark Bavaro impression there.
Yeah.
It's still going to be 4th down. And I'll say that's a hell of a job by Rattler. Still getting that ball off while getting hit. Ooh, and we got Roach there for Denver, just screaming over at the sideline there. No, what was going on there? But we have reached the 2-minute warning here at the Superdome. Broncos with a 13-0 lead, but the Saints facing a 4th down inside the 20-yard line. Will they go for it? Will they look to get a touchdown? Will they go for the field goal? I don't know, but we will find out. Bobby Coe in the chat, do you guys think that Tampa has a good chance to win the division and maybe go to the Super Bowl this year? In the NFC South, absolutely. I think they have a fantastic chance. If they can get the game back from Atlanta, because they play Atlanta still again in Tampa Bay. So you got to get that game back because that overtime loss that kind of sucks because right now they have the tiebreaker over you. But overall, I honestly think it is either Tampa's or Atlanta's division. I think that's the two that are going to be fighting for it. But if they both keep up the way they're playing, I think at least one of them will make the wild card. Depending on what happens in the NFC North, because the NFC North is what it is right now. If the Bears tend to fall off, which you kind of think they will, you're not on the Bears bandwagon quite yet.
No, not yet.
I think that matters how that will break down as the season goes on. But Tampa Bay is absolutely capable of not only winning the division, but getting into the playoffs and making some noise in the playoffs. Like I will not bet against Baker. I'm a huge Baker fan, so I will not bet against him. And again, he mollywopped the Eagles last year in the playoffs, which was fun to watch. As a Giants fan, that's the only fun thing I get to do is watch the Eagles suffer now. And almost beat Detroit in Detroit to make it to the NFC Championship game, which honestly, the way the Niners played that game, he might have been able to win it there too. Like, who knows? And then to see them go into Detroit this year and win in Detroit, even though, honestly, Detroit, I think, played the better game against Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay was still able to pull out the win. So it was, oh, yeah, Pecan in the chat, Saints fan, we suck. It's not over yet. It's still only 13-0. You guys are inside 20.
You guys have a lot of injuries.
It is. Listen, there's a ton of injuries. There's a lot going on. A lot of this, that's, and the others. So, it looks like they are going to go for a field goal here on 4th and 5.
But can you imagine a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield in it?
Oh, dude, that'd be great. I'd love it.
That'd be awesome.
Bring him back for one more progressive commercial.
Yeah.
Miss me, Cleveland? That new guy you got moved in, he kind of sucks, doesn't he?
Have him show back up. I forgot something here. Yes. Pick up a football and go.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So the Saints do get on the board here before the half. 1:57 left in the second quarter. And it is now just a 10-point lead for the Broncos over the Saints, 13-3. Again, good things to see in that drive for the Saints. Some bad things, don't get me wrong. That kind of pitch, end around, wannabe kind of trickish kind of play didn't work out great. Spencer Rattler, though, he had that nice big run there, showed elusiveness, was able to get away. So maybe you kind of feed into that and are just like, maybe Spencer, don't throw so much, but run. Why not? And see if that works. For the Broncos, if I'm the Broncos, I just feed Williams the ball. That's all. Yeah. Just feed him the ball, let him go off, and let Nix throw only when you absolutely have to. That
Not even just Williams, but just all the running backs of Denver. Just give them the ball.
Just give them the ball. Just run the ball because that's what's working for you right now. They're finding big, gaping holes everywhere. Which again, depending on the time of year you visit New Orleans, it's not hard to find some big gaping holes. But for right now, there are certainly some big gaping holes in the Big Easy. As it stands right now. It's going to be taken 1 yard deep in the end zone and taken out by Denver. It's going to be returned up to the 26-yard line, 27-yard line, actually. And that is where Denver will take over with 1:52 left here in the second quarter as they look to maybe get 3 more points or more. Franklin, the rookie, has had 4 receptions for 46 yards. He's had a very good first half for the Broncos here, receiving-wise. Maybe could have been better if Bo Nix knew how to throw a proper pass to a wide open individual. It seems like he's only good if he's getting pressured, which he hasn't faced a lot of pressure. I'll say this too. The Broncos offensive line is providing very good protection for Bo Nix. Like, he is not getting sacked. He is not getting hit. Again, this is going to be a screen to Williams, and he's going to get 7 yards. 8 yards is where they're spotting him. So it's going to be 2nd down and 2. 1:44 on the clock. As they say, he got out of bounds, so the clock does stop.
Nope, it didn't.
Nope, now they're moving.
No sense.
Okay. All right.
I thought he did get out of bounds.
Bo Nix in shotgun, calling out protections. Looks like we got pressure coming here from the Saints. Bo Nix back. He is getting pressured. Throws down the field. Incomplete. And don't worry, Pecan. Like I said, you guys are you're very injured. Not having Olave in this game is a huge loss. Shaheed gone for the year. Huge loss. Yeah. It's so your offense, which was already now feeling a little bit a bit like a mass unit, a bit on the med tent side is now even more injured. And you have a rookie there with Spencer Rattler in the back and him trying to work with limited tools. Like, it's not great. Bo Nix is going to throw here 3rd and 2. That's going to be caught and brought all the way down to the 50-yard line. So the Broncos look to hurry up, spike the ball, crawl the conqueror with the reception. They spotted actually at the 49. Doesn't matter. 1st and 10. Bo Nix back, getting pressured. Just throws it into the ground.
Okay. 33.
They're gonna say that Williams was in the area.
Yeah.
So, which I think that's what the Saints are like. Yeah, but he did kind of throw it at an offensive lineman's feet. But Mets got a run there in the bottom of the 3rd. It is 3-2 Dodgers now in the NLCS. Just a quick little update there. Second and 10, 55 seconds left here in the second quarter. Denver has 1 timeout. Saints have 2 timeouts. Bo Nix back to throw, getting pressured again, but he gets away. Throws down the field, picked off. No, he dropped it.
God.
Oh,
you dumbass.
What are you doing? Oh, Terry and Matthew, the honey badger, dropped it.
All people.
Oh.
Right in your bread basket and everything.
I'm sitting there like picked off. I'm like, oh my God, like it's as clear as day. What a bad floated ball right to him, hits him in the chest, and he dropped it. Oh. Matthew doesn't drop those.
Wow.
Oh.
And he knows it too.
So 49 seconds left, 3rd and 10. Bo Nix gets another chance. As he steps back, he's going to throw. That's going to be caught by Franklin. First down. Oh, not Franklin. Sorry, that's Mims. First down, out of bounds. Clock stops at 40, and it's a fresh set of downs. Pecan in the chat. Honey sucker. It's a honey sucker. He ain't no honey badger no more. That man's a honey sucker. Because he sucks. He's a sucker. That's how I imagine it said. I don't know if that's exactly how it was supposed to be said, but in my mind, that's how it's said. I put a Jersey accent on everything. This guy, he's a sucker. That's what's wrong with this guy. He thinks he's a honey badger. Nah, he's a honey sucker. By the way, I want a bacon, egg, and cheese with ketchup and pepper. All right? Okay, thanks. Bo Nix throws. That's going to be caught. No, incomplete. That one was headed for Franklin.
Okay.
Rolls out.
I thought the Saints guy jumped on him and then pushed it out.
I thought he might have had it, but you have to complete the process of the catch. Pecan says, I nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah, no, that's Jesus, a clear drop.
Yeah,
clear drop.
Yeah. You suck.
Not so. Listen, he has not sucked this half. Pause. 35 seconds left from the 40-yard line. 2nd and 10. Nixon shotgun, empty backfield. Steps back, rolls out to his right. He's going to pull it down and run, and he's only going to get about 3 yards. And the clock is running, and that's going to be the 3rd and final timeout the Broncos use. I wasn't quite sure what he was thinking.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't like that play call.
Well, the play call, it seemed like the Saints read it because they just stopped rushing Bo Nix, but gotta save that timeout. You got 25 seconds of sack.
Yeah, but you by the time you get to the line, you're gonna have 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
You're not like you have to use the timeout there. Because otherwise you have no chance. Now at least you can try to throw it towards the boundaries, try to get it out of bounds, do all that. Like you have 25 seconds left. The clock is running. You have to take a timeout.
I guess. Dodgers are up 5-2 now.
I do see that they got 2 there in the top of the 4th.
I think how it went down is they had a guy on 1st and 2nd and just a well hit ball down left field.
That'll do it. That will do it. Bo Nix here on 3rd and 7, running for his life to his right. He's going to pull it down again, but he's going to run out of bounds as he does not get close to the first down marker. 21 seconds remaining. Clock is stopped. It will probably be a field goal attempt here for the Denver Broncos.
I was glad I saw that the chain guy dropped the flag there. Like, nope, I know how this ends.
No, that's what you're supposed to do. Drop that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Don't get. And listen, I know people get upset. They're like, how are we in 2024 and we're still using chains to measure? Because chain measurement takes like 90 seconds to do. Trying to do that tennis shit they tried doing it was like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. Broncos, again, have a 13-point lead as they lead 16-3 here in the closing moments of the first half. Get that 16 up there. So we've had a lot of field goals, 1 touchdown going on here at the Superdome. Saints have had moments, but overall have not looked great. The Broncos have looked good. They've looked better, but still have had enough mistakes where, they could be running away with this game.
Yeah.
And instead, it's still only a 13-point. It's still only a 2-touchdown lead where this could literally be a 28 or 35-3 game. The way they've possessed the ball, they've moved the ball, they kind of have and this is just from my own personal experience, they've kind of had a New York Giants time of it, of moving the ball very well until they hit the red zone, and then it's like, and they just grind down to a halt. So, like, if you're a Denver fan, like if you're Brandon Perner, like I keep on bringing him up because he's the only Denver Broncos fan I know. Which, by the way, like I said, if you like Perna, go over. I know he's doing a charity live stream right now. Go donate to the I think it's like Beat Kids Cancer or something like that, or something like that, kicking kids cancer's ass or something. It's something to help kids with cancer. So always a good thing to donate to. Go over there and do that. Hopefully one day we'll be big enough to do charity live streams. But for now, go do that for him. Right now, we're the ones that are kind of in the need of charity for some things. 1st and 10 from the 30. And that is going to be no gain on that one. Pecan, 4 flags is unheard. I know, we've only had 4 flags so far. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, Pecan. That's my worry. That's my big worry. Is that we're gonna jinx this one here. I don't want to jinx it.
When I wake up about another hour and a half or 2 hours, I'm gonna jump on and I'll probably see 34 flags thrown.
If that happens, just know that I have lost my goddamn mind. And that somewhere on this stream will be a rant from me that you, unlike you've heard, and you've heard me rant.
Oh yeah.
You've heard me have some good ones. Boy, will that, I mean, my rant just on the past podcast show, Stay Tuned Sports on Wednesday, was pretty bad. Spencer Rattler, he's going to throw. That is down to the, what is that, 35?
What are we doing here?
Third down, the Saints had taken a timeout before, and they took one here as well. So that is the end of their timeouts for the half, final timeout. 4 seconds left. You're on your own 35.
Why do these little dump passes?
Maybe you try to chuck it. I don't know here.
That's a long throw. Is that 65 yards?
I don't know. Do you try to do like a hook and ladder? Hook and lateral? Last time you tried to do some kind of trickish kind of play, it ended up with a loss of 7. And they're just going to kneel on it. So great.
Thank you for wasting our time.
What the fuck was that? We're going to take a timeout and then just kneel. Pecan. Explain
Pecan.
your team.
Yeah.
Explain that to us, because I'm lost.
I was trying to buy you time saying it's injuries and shit, but I don't know now.
I have no idea what that was about.
Is Dennis Allen related to Nick Sirianni somehow?
It's funny because it's something Nick would do.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because it's something Nick would do. So here we are. We are at halftime. It is the Broncos 16. The Saints are at 3. Jimbo, he will be leaving us now, as he has sponsorabilities, as the Rugrats would say. So he's going to have to go. Pecan says, at least we're not Dallas. That's kind of what... Here, listen, Dallas isn't Dallas. Dallas is Arlington. So, that's what I say. But listen, because people give shit about the Giants and the Jets all the time about being in Jersey. The Giants and Jets play closer to downtown to New York than a lot of teams play to their named city. Especially San Francisco. Oh, we're the San Francisco 49ers. No, the fuck you're not. You play 60 goddamn miles away.
Yeah.
Dallas plays 20-plus miles away. The Bills are 16 miles away from Buffalo. And they're the ones always saying, we're the only real New York team. Yeah, well, the Giants and Jets play closer to New York City than you play to Buffalo. So, ELS is back. Good to see you, ELS. And the Broncos, well, I want to say rolling. They're playing well, but they're still kind of grinding it out a little bit here. Bobby Coe in the chat, the Saints just ain't got it no more. I think they're still stunned from when the Bucs put up 51 on them in the second quarter, and they haven't gotten second half. Sorry, and they haven't gotten their getting beat that bad. That's the thing, is that Tampa Bay, they were up in that game. What was it, 17-0? Then the Saints came back and they were leading, and I think they were leading at halftime like 27-20 or something like that. Like it was, or 27-24, 27-23, something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, like the I think it was 27-24. And you're like, oh my God, there's no way. Is Tampa really going to blow? They had a 17-0 lead, and they're going to blow this game. And then the second half happened, and it was like, no, they're fine. And Baker didn't even have that great of a game. They just steamrolled them. So that was something. That was something. But what do we got here? I'll admit Baker is a ball. Baker is indeed a baller. Baker is, he's been playing well. Again, like I said, even in that Saints game, though, he didn't play particularly well. But it's just everything else for the Saints seemed to be just chugging for them in that second half. And the Saints just kind of, unfortunately, I hate it because I wanted them to be one of the greats. Like, when you got those first 2 weeks and you're like, who's real? Are the Vikings real? Are the Saints real? Are the Buccaneers real? All these surprise teams we looked at, like, are these teams going to be real? And I was really hoping the Saints were going to be one of those surprise teams because I like Derek Carr. I like New Orleans. I really do, and wanted to see them do well. And then they played that game against the Eagles, and it's been unfortunately downhill ever since.
Yeah.
And not that the Eagles are any great shakes, by just and that's not me being a Giants fan hating on the Eagles, although a little bit. But it's you kind of started seeing it there, and it's like, oh shit. So this is unfortunately it, but we'll see. Like, again, we'll see how long Derek Carr is out. We'll see what Spencer Rattler can do in this time that he's got here, and see if he can get any better, if he can improve, if he is the future for the Saints or not. But we'll see. But as for Jimbo, it's been a blast. It's been fun. We will see you again on Sunday.
Make sure you tune in.
The belt is on the line. The King James Rivalry Championship belt will be on the line between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. And we will see what happens with that. But until then, Jimbo, adios. And I will be right back here in just a moment as we get ready. I got to switch the camera over because, OBS has got stuff to do. But I will be right back over to jump back on here with you guys. Literally 30 seconds. So until then, in 30 seconds time when you see just my lovely face, adios, Jimbo.
See you later, guys.
told you I'd be right back. Yes, and I did see that ELS that the Browns they've foregone the renovations there to the stadium there in Cleveland and are going to move to Brook Park, which again, it fits for the Browns where they just make unnecessary and terrible investments, spending more money than they should when they have perfectly great things already there at home. Like this, they're treating that stadium the way they treated Baker Mayfield. And they're now going to try to build and move a brand new luxury place, which is going to be very much like the Deshaun Watson of stadiums. So that is what it's going to be. Pecan in the chat says, I had the Saints going to the Super Bowl after we beat Dallas. I said after that Dallas game, everybody was like, whoo, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. This is where the Saints are real. Because we all thought maybe Dallas was going to be a lot better than obviously what they were. Knowing that they had signed CD and Dak had all the expectations coming into the season, and they had Micah Parsons, and that's it. They still had Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence at the time, who weren't injured. So you figured this is, wow, the Saints team is going to be that kind of team. They're putting up these kind of points on Dallas. As it turns out, Dallas just can't score points or win games at home, especially these last four games that they played. They're going back to the Packers game, and like I don't know how to. I don't know how to gauge what happened to the Saints, because yes, the first game was against the Panthers, and you're all kind of like, Then they go against the Cowboys, and it's like, oh, they're putting up some offense. That's great. Then they play the Eagles, whose run defense isn't the best, I'll say. And it seems like just for that game that they keyed on Alvin Kamara, and the passing game couldn't get going, couldn't get started. And the Eagles were able to hold them to just field goals. And they barely won that game. I think the Eagles won, 15-12 or something? So it was like, yeah. And then just since then, it's been downhill where you guys, the Saints have been unable to put together a very good or cohesive offensive game plan from here on out. And then, of course, Derek Carr gets hurt. And now you got Olave's out, at least, obviously for this game with the concussion protocol. Shaheed's out for the season now, so now it's even more weapons down. It's not great. ELS in the chat, now that the Browns are moving to the suburbs, it's technically the second time they've left Cleveland in 78-year history. That's kind of funny. And again, Cleveland, I don't care what Jimmy Haslam has to say about the Browns or what he's doing with this place. Like, fine, you want to have a new luxury place, you want a new Super Bowl. No one's going to show up because you ruined this team for a sexual assaulter. At the end of the day, that's what happened. You got rid of Baker. You turned on Baker. You dumped Baker like a turd in a toilet. And we're just like, we feel like we can do a lot better with Deshaun Watson than Baker Mayfield. And boy, buyer's remorse. I know everything like that, and hindsight's 20/20. You can say whatever you want, but what Jimmy Haslam has done to the Browns, especially when it looked like they were just getting out of this constant cycle of suck, of just, again, you talk about a team that had, in a 2-year span, had one win. They were 1-31 in a 32-game span. They were 0-16 and 1-15. And the hilarious thing is, they're worse now than they were then. If you look at the stats, sorry, I got an itchy nose here. If you look at the stats, like the yards per game, points per game, quarterback ratings, those are all worse than when the Browns were 1-31. That's insane. So, I mean, in no uncertain terms, fuck Jimmy Haslam. Plus, my father and brother are truck drivers, and they have to deal with the Flying J a lot, which is where Haslam, that's where he got his money. That's his business, is the Flying J truck stops. Yeah, he can eat shit in every possible way. Not just for what he did to the Browns, but for what he's done to the Flying J. So, eat shit and die, Jimmy Haslam. And listen, the people of Cleveland, I would not be surprised, or I would be more surprised if they started showing up to games still, or if you just got to be like. And that's the thing too. Like, this guy has made such a bad investment with Deshaun Watson, and now we're supposed to trust him that the investment he's going to make with the stadium is good. Fuck off. No. I think that this is. You could have done a renovation. You could have kept the team in Cleveland, in the city, which again everybody always makes fun of, But here's the thing: everybody now wants their own Patriot place. Everybody wants their own. We want something that's like. We want the stadium and the shopping center and our own Hall of Fame and our own amusement park and our own all this. They want it to be all theirs, and they own it all, and they make it into this big year-round attraction. That's what they want. But there's also something to be said about keeping a team in the city that you are. Now, I understand when it comes to New York why that doesn't happen. New York space is extremely limited and extremely expensive. And while it's not much cheaper in New Jersey, it is indeed cheaper than trying to build down on the Lower West Side. You know what I mean? So, like, I get, like, that and about having, like, the Meadowlands in there. And again, it's only 7 miles as the crow flies from the Meadowlands to downtown New York City. I think it's a little longer, obviously, by the drive. It's like a 12 miles if you have to go through all the roads and everything like that. But what do you mean by I don't know? I didn't mean anything by that. I don't know what you mean by that, but. Let's see. Social media reacts to the Cleveland Browns moving to Brook Park as we get ready for the third quarter here to start. Let's get the 3 up there. Let's get the timeouts back up here as the Saints will receive. And that will be a dynamic touchback. Timeouts are back to where they're supposed to be. Possession arrow is where it's supposed to be. There we go. Let's see. Now officials, the Browns have informed the city of Cleveland the intentions of moving forward plans to build a new dome stadium in Brook Park, Ohio. First and 10 here for the Saints. We'll get back to the Browns stadium reactions in a moment. Spencer Rattler in shotgun, takes the snap, back, looks, throws. Is going to be caught, dropped. Wilson with the drop. Second and 10 coming up here. Dog Lover, not that way, on Twitter, on social media here. Pierre4321. To Jimmy Haslam, it's still lipstick on a pig until you put a winning product on the field. Not happening right now. May want to listen to your fan base instead of your front office. Second down and 10. Kamara out of the backfield. He's going to get up to the 33, maybe 34-yard line. So a gain of either 3 or 4, depending on the spot from the officials. Third down and long coming up here for the Saints. So it seems like you have some people saying that it's a great idea. You have some people saying it's bad for the team. bad for the fans, bad for the city. And it is indeed bad for the city. You know, you're losing a lot of money going into downtown Cleveland. 3rd and 7. Rattler throws. Bounced off the chest of... I don't even know who that is. Again, there's a lot of injuries on the Saints, so I'm not exactly sure who anybody is. That is Juwan Johnson. That's my fault. But it is off the chest of Juwan Johnson. Yeah, you could have thrown an interference flag on that. I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad the refs. Maybe the refs got a, you know, a little word from Roger, like, hey, chill out with the fucking flags. Which would be nice. If the commissioner did that, that would be nice. If that's a new directive of, hey, let's relax with the flags a little bit. So the punt is away down to about the 22, and it's going to be returned all the way up to, what is that, the 39? And that is where the Broncos will take over. Oh, Barbecue. Oh, I thought they censored me because I couldn't get it to send. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what you sent. I don't know what it was. There's a. I think we have a 5-second speed limit on it, just to keep the bots at bay. But I didn't see you say anything, so I don't know. 1st and 10, coming up here for the Broncos. Nix in shotgun takes the snap, and they're gonna hand it off to Williams, and he's gonna break it loose. 1st down, Ed Moore, his legs still moving as he gets close to the 50-yard line. Williams is having a hell of a game here so far for the Broncos. And this is my thought. And again, Sean Payton does come from the Bill Parcells coaching tree. Run until you stop us. And it seems like maybe Denver is taking that to heart. And they're just going to keep on feeding the ball there to Williams and their just running backs and just run this game. And again, there's an other run here for the Broncos. And that's going to get about 8 yards on that gain. So again, the Broncos just moving it here. Estime with that carry. And again, you got Estime and Williams both just killing it here as far as the run game goes. 2nd and 3 coming up here for the Broncos. Man in motion. It's going to be a pitch out to Williams, and he's going to turn it up. Got a big gaping hole in Moore, and that's not even Williams. Sorry. That was my bad. That was Jaleel McLaughlin. Big hole, big gain for the Broncos as they are now in deep into Saints territory. As they were already in there just inside the 50. But now they are down at the 25-yard line of the New Orleans Saints. So the Broncos making the most of their first possession here of the second half. We're just about the 12-minute mark here of the third quarter. Just started here in the second half. We've got another handoff here. That one is to Williams, and that one is going to go nowhere. Maybe a half a yard gain. 2nd down, and long 9 coming up here for the Broncos. Taylor with the tackle. My name is King, by the way. Thank you so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like what you're watching, please join us in the chat. Come say hi. Come say hello. Tell us what you're looking forward to here in Week 7 of the NFL. If you got any other sports ideas, anything, baseball's on. We got other stuff going on here. Hockey. I know hockey is there. Bo Nix on 2nd and 9. He's going to throw. It gets down to the 20-yard line, so it's going to be a gain of about 4.5. So it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Broncos. Yes, Cleveland did win Game 3 on a walk-off 10th inning, 2-run 10th inning, and they go ahead and beat the Yankees in Game 3. Series is now 2-1 to New York. And the Devils did win tonight 3-1. Let's fucking go. I had not been keeping up with the Devils game. Thank you so much for the update there, ELS. 3rd and 5. Knicks back to throw. Throws. Deep ball. Open. Cannot come down with it. Was Humphrey. And 4th and 5. The Broncos are going to have to settle for another field goal. And it is indeed bottom of the 5th. There I see there's one out. Man on first here for the Metropolitans. So a 38-yard field goal attempt here for the Broncos. Snap, hold, kick, up. It is good. And we've got a 19-3 game here with 10:24 remaining in the third quarter. The Broncos 19, the New Orleans Saints, and their beautiful throwback uniforms 3. Here's the thing. Don't take the result of this game as an indictment on the uniforms. New Orleans, okay? Because I got to tell you, just from a standpoint of somebody who is a big uniform and logo nerd, stop wearing your leotards. They suck. When you're wearing your all blacks or all whites with no pant stripes, it looks like shit. Stop wearing it. If you would just wear these uniforms or something close to them and the gold pants with the black stripes on it, good. Stick with that. But the whole leotard, unitard look thing, please stop. Just stop. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say on the matter. Again, I'm a big uniform nut, as we were talking before, ELS. He's not happy with the Illinois throwback uniforms that they're going to be wearing this Saturday. I think they look pretty cool. I like a good 1920s, 1919, teens and 20s throwbacks. When you look at some of these football uniforms, I think they're cool. Nice little peek at what the past was, and especially with the detail. They went real detail on the helmets. They got they painted the stitches on the leather parts that are supposed to be the leather parts. It looks leathery. It looks cool. I give Illinois a pass on it. It looks good. I think it looks good. Big fan of the uniforms here. What do we got here still? Still one out here. I'm sorry, 2 outs here. In the bottom of the 5th. Man on first. For the Metropolitans. Checking Twitter X, seeing what else happens on here. Bo Nix had 134 passing yards in the first half. Not bad. And again, a lot of them were shorter, and he missed a lot, too. He missed some wide open throws. He missed some, he short hopped some throws. He threw high. He did not have a great performance, but he started to settle down a little bit. He hits those intermediate throws. He almost seems to throw better with contested throws than anything else. Suit up, Breeze. We need Breeze. Yes, I did see that Malik Neighbors did clear concussion protocol for the Giants, and hopefully he'll be able to go ahead and play this Sunday versus the Eagles. As we see good old Drew Brees in the booth with Al Michaels and old Kirky Herbstreit. Wearing his Saints Hall of Fame jacket. Listen, if anybody was going to be in the Saints Hall of Fame, it's going to be Drew. Do you remember when the Chargers got rid of him? Because they didn't think he'd be able to, his shoulder injury's messed up. He'll never be able to play again. Whoops. Now, granted, they still got Phillip Rivers, so that wasn't bad. 1st and 10 from the 30 for the Saints, and that's going to be a gain of about 3 yards. So 2nd and 7 coming up here. ELS with the fantasy tracker here in the chat. Bo Nix currently has 26.1 points in fantasy, whereas Spencer Rattler has snake. He's got 15.7 points in fantasy. 2nd and 7. Rattler back, looking to throw. He does dump it off to Kamara, who gets immediately hit, and that's going to be a loss of 4. So 3rd and 11 coming up here for the Saints. As you mentioned before, Bo Nix, 14 for 23, 138 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, plus 41 rushing yards in the first half. Mets got no runs there in the 5th. We are more than halfway through in Game 4 of the NLCS. Dodgers lead 5-2 over the Mets. Spencer Rattler, 3rd and 11, throws well wide and short of Alvin Kamara. There is a flag. It looks like it will be illegal formation on the Saints, so it will be declined. But again, we count all flags here on Stay Tuned Sports. And indeed, it was illegal formation. That is declined. It is 4th down and 11 coming up here for the Saints. As we see some of the Saint fans there, still smiling, still trying to have a happy face on with the whole Drew Brees. They got Drew Brees banners, towels. A lot of people there probably very lubed up, as it were. Listen, if you're in New Orleans, get lubed up, baby. That's the way it's supposed to be. And especially for this game, you might want to extra lubricate. The punt is away. It's going to bounce at the 25, bounces all the way back to the 31. So it takes a bad bounce there. It takes actually a bounce for the Broncos. And that is where they will take over at the 31-yard line. Brandon Perna having a very happy day here on X. By the way, like I said, Perna is doing a charity live stream of this game over on his channel. That's Good Sports, clearly. So, like I was saying, go over there, donate to the cause, donate to the charity. I know Underdog's helping them as well, too. I think they're matching stuff. They already donated $10,000. They're doing a lot of good stuff over there for him. And like I said, we're nowhere in the ability to do a charity live stream or even donate to charity at this point because I got $17 in my bank account. So that's not how that works. But for you guys, if you want to go over there and absolutely do that to a great cause, do that. Bo Nix on 1st down, throws it high, but that is going to be caught by Kroll the Conqueror, the tight end. And the Broncos now already have the ball at midfield, a little past midfield there. After one play. Man, Bo Nix has got to learn how to get that ball down a little bit more. He's almost overthrowing on a lot of these. Only way to cope. I tell you, sometimes, as a Giants fan,
I understand. I feel you 1,000% on that one. Sometimes the only way to cope with watching the Giants and watching football on Sundays is with a hefty amount of Jägermeister.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Saints. McLaughlin with the carry. He's going to get it down to the 40-yard line, or just short of the 40-yard line. 2nd down coming up here for the Broncos. Will Lutz is indeed having a great night. That's why the Broncos have most of the points they have. They only have one touchdown. The rest of the points are from field goals. So 12 points from field goals, 7 points from one touchdown. The Broncos could be up by a lot more in this game. Again, they seem to have a bit of Giants-itis. Like I said, they get in the red zone and stall out. Williams with the carry here on 2nd and 4. And he's going to gain 3. So it'll be 3rd down and about 1 here coming up for the Broncos. Oh, you got $21 in the bank? La-dee-da! Little money bags over here. Ooh, Richie Rich. Well, you know what? Why don't you start paying your fair share in taxes, huh? Mr. Billionaire, Mr. Musk over here. Whoa, Nix is going to take it on a quarterback run, and he's going to bring it down to the 5-yard line. Huge run by Bo Nix. Ladies and gentlemen, get your boners out for Bo. First and goal, Broncos. And Pecan, you might want to use some of those $21 there on the beverages. Just say. This might be the time to start cracking open some cold ones. ELS made $50 from recycling cans and bottles. That's a good job. That's a good job right there. I don't know if they allow that in New Jersey. I think they got rid of that. I think they used to be able to do that, and now they don't do that anymore. First and goal. When I was a kid, I could remember that. But it's going to be handoff to Williams. Williams, and he pulls and bowls and goes into the end zone. And that is going to be a touchdown for the Denver Broncos. And they are starting to pull away in this game, are the Denver Broncos. 25-3, extra point will make it 26. Crown and ginger. There you go. The old Canadian highball. That'll work. That'll work. On a night like tonight, that'll work. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. 26-3. Denver in full control of this game. There you go, ELS, and that's not bad. That's good. That's good walking around money there. You know, that's not bad walking around money that you have there. But again, thank you everybody for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Was joined earlier in the evening by my good friend Jimbo. He'll be back obviously tomorrow. We got the Friday forecast where we will go ahead and predict Week 7 of the NFL. Give our picks and predictions of what's going to happen. I'm following my ex-coach. Go Broncos. I'm going to the Broncos. Where's the compensation package that you get? You got to give the Saints a compensation package if you're going to the Broncos now. But yes, Friday forecast coming up tomorrow, where we will give our picks and predictions for Week 7, and then Sunday 1 p.m. the belt, baby. It's on the line. Giants and Eagles. Jimbo being an Eagles fan, myself being a Giants fan. The first game of 2 between the Giants and Eagles. And big rivalry game. You're not going to want to miss that one because me and Jimbo will be very unhinged watching that game. Me, probably more so. So that'll just be a fun watch just to see us lose our goddamn minds. So please do not forget to join us for that. That will be fantastic. That'll be Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like what you're watching, please give us a like, a share, subscribe. Helps us a bunch. Sharing helps us around. Get more people getting here. The more people we can have get us close to that 200 again. Again, the raid was cool. I enjoyed the raids. We had 2 raids on Monday, which was amazing. We had one from the It's in the Blood group, their Blood raid, which was amazing. And then after that, we had the Grassi Posse come in here, give us a raid, which was completely unexpected. We had our subscriber count go over 200, which was our goal for our new set goal for the end of the year. So we reached that. Then we wake up the next morning and 36 people unsubscribed. So I don't know if that was a YouTube thing. I don't know if that was somebody waking up and realizing, oh, we don't want to. These guys suck. I don't want to be with these guys. Either way, we're back on the road to 200. So again, like, share, subscribe, helps us a bunch. It's great. Eli Manning was our yes. Eli Manning was. There was such an era of quarterbacks there when you think about it. When you had Eli Manning, you had Phillip Rivers, you had Drew Brees, Roethlisberger, obviously Brady, Manning, Peyton Manning, as it were. There were so many great quarterbacks in that time. The fact that you had and that's the thing, when you have the fact that Eli Manning beat Brady twice. And those were the only 2 times the Giants ever made it deep into the only time the Giants won playoff games with Eli was when we won 2 Super Bowls. Those are the only times he won playoff games. And I'm okay with that. Like, to be honest with you, like, because those two runs were obviously the 2007 run was magical. When you think about it, going to Tampa Bay and beating Tampa Bay there, then going to number 1 seed Dallas, beating them there, and then going to Green Bay, which at that time never lost at Lambeau, especially with Brett Favre, and in negative 7,000 degree weather. Poor Tom Coughlin's face was purple. Spencer Rattler on first down is going to step back, looking to throw from the 19-yard line, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Saints. And then you face the Patriots again, unbeaten in the Super Bowl. You almost beat them in the last week of the season, in Week 17. You almost got them, and just came up short there. And then you face them again in the Super Bowl, and to pull off that game the way we pulled it off, the helmet catch, Plaxico in the back of the head, like, it was insane. It was insane. It was such an insane run. And then even with the 2011 run, the most respect I ever had for Eli was in that NFC Championship game against San Francisco. He got his ass kicked in that game and just kept on getting up and throwing the ball and doing his good job as he could. 2nd and 10, it's going to be completed to Wilson. To Rattler, it's going to be just a yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Saints, with 5:30 coming up here in the third quarter. Pardon me. Eli, listen, it was one of those things that after the second Super Bowl became a joke and became a meme. It was like every time the Giants missed the playoffs, it would be the meme of the page of like Tom Brady celebrating, and we'd be like, "Yeah, Eli's not in the playoffs. The Giants aren't in the playoffs. We got a shot." That was always fun. Running play here to the left for the Saints, and that's going to be a 1st down. Saints get the yard they needed, and they keep the chains moving here. 26-3, under 5 minutes now in the third quarter. Broncos doing well, and Bo Nix having a good night. Again, I think he's missed a couple throws where he could have, but he's done well on his feet. He's made the throws that he's had to. And the Broncos defense has played well. 1st and 10, 9-yard gain for the Saints. Rattler, they're doing a bit of a hurry-up offense here, are the New Orleans Saints. Actually, 2nd and 2. I thought it was 2nd and 1. They call it 2nd and 2. That's going to be a handoff, and that's going to be a huge gain down to the Broncos' 49-yard line. Williams with the carry. 1st and 10. The Saints do cross the 50. Dodgers up 7-2 now on the Mets. Looks like Cinderella is hitting midnight. That carriage is turned into a pumpkin. Spencer Rattler slides down after a 2-yard gain, and we have ourselves a flag. What is this one going to be? Let's take a look. Holding on the tight end, Moreau. So that'll be coming back. 10 yards for the Saints. I'll say this. Happy with the limited amount of flags in this game so far. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to touch the money. Don't want to jinx it. But the amount of flags have been low. So, okay. I'm okay with it. First and 20 now from their own 41, and it looks like we have another flag, and it looks like we might have a false start on the Saints. So just when the Saints started, it looked like they were building a little bit of momentum here. It's a false start, moving back 5 yards, so now it's 1st and 25 for the Saints. That's what I mean. I don't want to jinx it. And, of course, as soon as I say it, you got 2 flags in a row. So it's like, ugh. So don't touch the money. Nobody say anything else about any more flags. Let's just watch the game. 1st and 25. Spencer Rattler in shotgun. Takes a snap. Back, looks, throws. It's going to be caught. That is by Tipton is the receiver. Gets it up to the 42-yard line. We are under 3 minutes now in the third quarter. 2nd and 18 coming up here. Rattler back, throws, caught. down to the Broncos 46, but we have a flag. See, shit. I did it. I jinxed us all. Son of a bitch. The flags are coming. The flags start coming in. They don't stop coming. Refs love throwing flags because they're coming. I'm not a rapper. I'm very bad at lyrics. I'm not a singer, not a songwriter. I can't spit bars. What'd they get? Illegal use of hands to the face? I didn't even see that. I don't know. I missed what the call was. If that was the call, that's terrible. Oh, anyway, 2nd and 28 now for the Saints. And Rattler is going to be sacked down at the 26-yard line. So this is going to be 3rd and Louisiana here. The Saints are, again, they were building momentum. They were in Broncos territory. Now they're back at their own 26, almost 25-yard line. 3rd and 34. Rattler takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He completes it to... I don't know who that is. It was complete, but it wasn't for 38 yards. So, Bub Means was the receiver on that pass. Sorry about that. Pecan in the chat. I can't remember where I put the paper bag. The old Aints bags. Those are... they might come back into style this season. The way, unfortunately, it seems to have gone after those first 2 weeks. It looks like that is where we are. So after that very huge gain, 18-yard gain, it's 4th and 20. It's an 18-yard gain, and it's 4th and 20. And there's a flag. No, I jinxed it. Oh no, I jinxed it. I touched the money. It says, "Oh, it's so great. There's not that many flags in this game," and now the flags are coming. Oh no. What have I done? I can't even get mad at the refs. It's my fault. I said it. Oh no. Oh. Was it illegal formation? Yeah. But added on to the end of the kick. We're up to 9. Man, it was looking so good. Like, before that drive, we had 5 flags. Afterwards, we've got 9. So 4 flags in just the span of that drive. Oh. I get an F. For that. F minus, 1,000%. Kawhi Leonard. Man, boy. What? That guy won an NBA title in Toronto. Turned that into a massive contract and has done absolutely jack shit with the LA Clippers. So he will be out for a while with the inflammation in his knee. So that will be that. The Clippers, at least the Clippers got new logos and uniforms. So at least it's a lot better than what they had. So I'll give them that. And that new arena they got looks real nice. So I think the Mets are just about done. I was mentioned earlier. Oh, man, the Rangers won too? That sucks. You never want to see the Rangers win. But the Devils beat Ottawa 3-1. That's a good score there. We had 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Ottawa got 1 back in the third, but we were able to go ahead and hold them off. That's good to know, because Ottawa's been a Devils bugaboo for as long as I can remember, even back when I was a kid. Ever since Ottawa got back into the league, they were pretty bad. But they always were the Devils. Them and the Carolina Hurricanes, who, again, is another team I can't stand. But listen, McManus is a good kicker. There's a lot of other things around him that are, I think, questionable to a lot of people, considering, and again, we don't know all the facts of the case yet, and what's been proven, what hasn't, if it's criminal, if it's not, if it's this, that, and the other. I'm not going to break into that here. I'm not saying one thing or another. That's not going to be my purview. But boy, if he doesn't make kicks, it's going to be, it's Packers are desperate for a kicker, I guess, at this point. So we'll see. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm just gonna revert to my inner Forrest Gump and just say that's all I got to say about that. And we're gonna move on. We're just moving along. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Bo Nix takes a snap back, looks to throw, and still looking to throw. Cannot find anybody open. Rolls out to his right. We have a flag, motherfucker. I did it. I ruined it all. I ruined it all. I touched the money and I ruined it all. As now we're in double digits. All of a sudden, it was going so well. We got holding, and it's against the Broncos, and that's just it's they're addicts. They're like a crack addict. They're like anybody when it comes to any kind of illegal narcotic, heroin, whatever you want to say. These refs start throwing flags. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. It's just it feels so good. It feels so good. Flag. It feels so good when I throw the flag. Flag. It feels so good when I throw the flag. And then they just can't stop. And they're looking. Now they're looking. They're jonesing for an infraction. Oh, yeah. Come on. Jump off sides. Do it. Jump off sides. Flag. Oh, where's his helmet? Is it next to the center's balls? I don't know. Flag. Illegal formation. 1st and 20. That's going to be about a 10-yard gain. So they're going to get the penalty yardage back there. On that first down run. If this is the sad horn, I swear to Christ. Thanks a lot, ELS. Thanks a lot. As if I don't feel bad enough already. As we head to the fourth quarter, the Broncos 26-3. Maybe this is it. Maybe this will break the referee's addiction. Maybe this will break the addiction. And they'll stop. Maybe this will be it. This is the break they need. This is like a, moment of clarity for the officials. I was just like, man, whoa, ended that third quarter, I got lost. I was just throwing a flag. I didn't know who I was. But now, I'm settled down. I understand. Can't throw all those flags. We can hope. I forgot to move the possession ball again. I do that every now and then. But here we go. We're going into the fourth quarter. Ooh, with a burp. We're going into the fourth quarter with some gas, apparently. Broncos have the ball. It'll be at the 21. It'll be 2nd and 10. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Can the Saints mount a massive comeback here on Thursday Night Football? Stranger things have happened. Stick around. Find out. If you like what you're watching, please give us a like, a share, and subscribe. Get us to our goal of 200 subscribers. Would help immensely. Thank you so very much. Again, if you want to help out more directly, we have a link to our donation station right at the top of the chat, pinned there, as well as underneath this video in the description, if you want to check that out as well. Also, a link to our merch store in both of those same spots, in the top of the chat, pinned, and in the description below. New stuff into the store just this week. We got the 8-bit Pittsburgh Steelers helmet is in there now. So if you're a Yinzer, big fan of the steel curtain of the Steelers, you can go in there and check that out. More stuff being added all the time. Last week was Seahawks and Packers. The week before that was the Washington football team of Redskin Commanders shirt. And again, we've had stuff in there for a while too. A lot of Giants, a lot of Eagles, some Jets stuff as well. So if you want to check all that stuff out there, that is in our merch store. Link in the chat, link in the description. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. As we sit, we pray, and we hope that the flag jinx, the flag curse is broken as we enter the fourth quarter. As we look at the hunter's moon. It's the hunter's moon, as Ghost would sing about. And I don't care what anybody says. I like Ghost. Eat my shit. I don't care. Second and 10, Bo Nix. He's going to roll out to his right. Completes the pass for about 4 yards is what they're going to give him. 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Broncos. Lattimore for the Saints. Hamstring pull. He is out. And obviously Adebo, as we saw, carted off in the first half with an obvious knee injury. He is listed as out as well. So the Saints' injury woes continue. Bo Nix going to pull it down. Only gains about a yard. And it'll be 4th down for the Broncos, and they're going to have to punt. So, just at the start of the fourth quarter, Saints will get the ball back. They need to work quickly, work fast, and work efficiently to go ahead and try to get a touchdown, try to get back into this game, and see what they can do. Mets have the bases loaded, 1 out. If they don't do anything here, Frank the Tank might lose his ever-loving mind there over on Barstool. Punt is away. Saints get the ball down at the 24-yard line, and that is where they will take over. So we get more looks at Bo Nix there as they go to commercial on Amazon. Let's take a look over here on Twitter X, see what's going on. Anybody got anything to say? They're talking about the Hunter's Moon. Dodgers, okay. Dodgers, yes, okay. Oh, yeah, Connor Bedard with a hell of an assist pass there. Very nice. Paul said Adebo, by the way, this is from Mike Garofolo. He has been taken by ambulance to a nearby medical center. So, not great. We don't know what, clearly knee, but we don't know if it's broken. We don't know if it's just ligament damage. I'm not sure. By the way, just a quick question for everybody. Who is extremely tired of the fucking AI response people on there? That it's all clearly written by like Chat GPT and is a response just to like get response. Like, I don't understand the point of it, but man, is that fucking annoying. Like you're trying to read comments under somebody's X post. Twitter X Twitter, whatever. And the first 20 of them are either accounts that are clearly fake or accounts that are like Indian or Arabic or something that have like clearly Indian or Arabic characters that aren't English speakers, but they have the AI response underneath there. It's like somebody will say like, "Oh, this person is injured in a football game." It's like, "Oh, bad injury for this person in football game. Certainly hope that they get better. This is going to be bad for this team in this football game." It's like, what are we doing here? 1st and 10 for the Saints. That's going to be thrown by Rattler, given to Tipton, and that's going to be either a first down or just short. But I'll tell you what, like it's always something. At first, it was the only fangirls under everybody's thing. Then it was like the spam bots under everybody's comments. Now it's this AI response shit under everybody's posts. Like, it's so bad. 2nd and 1, incomplete pass. That was again attempted for Tipton. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Saints as they hit a hurry up here. Vance Joseph, as we see, the defensive coordinator there for the Broncos. And that'll be a first down. Alvin Kamara with the carry. First and 10, Spencer Rattler throws, and that is complete. Gain of 3 yards. Bub Means with the reception. And that will be a first down and 10. They're on exactly the 50-yard line. Rattler, he's going to get sacked. Blindside sack. Casa Bonita with the sack, unopposed, just right to the blind side there of Spencer Rattler. Rattler again facing massive pressure, does complete the pass to Tipton. Nowhere near a first down. No, 3rd down coming up here for the Saints. Tipton appears to be Rattler's safety valve as it stands right now. 3rd and 13 coming up here for the Saints. We are at 11:40 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Saints have to start moving, and they have to start scoring, and doing so quickly if they want to try to get back in this game. As unlikely as that may be, they really do have to start moving. Rattler takes the snap, and he's going to get sacked again. That's not going to help. 39-yard line is where that will be. And now we got people taking their signs and writing SOS on the back of them. The fans are dressed up. They were dressed up festively here for the Drew Brees night and hoping the best for their Saints. Instead, it has turned into, maybe apropos for the season, a house of horrors. 4th and 20. 4:20 for the Saints. Snap, and the kick is away. And that punt will be fielded at the 15-yard line, where it'll be a fair catch by the Broncos. And that is where they will take over as we look at Saints fans with the hands in the air, the surrender cobra, crying with the pink wig on. And, of course, we have our air jet fighter pilot man with his SOS sign, because it is not going well for the Bayou Boys against the Denver Broncos. The Broncos have owned the whole game, and honestly, the score is 26-3, and it could be a lot worse if Bo Nix was a little more accurate with his passes. I'm going to be honest with that. Like, Bo Nix numbers look okay. Like, if you look at the stats, you're like, oh, he had a good game. It could have been a lot better. He had a couple of really terrible overthrows, a couple of really bad misses on wide open receivers and tight ends. This could be a lot. This could be another 50 burger on the Saints if the Broncos and Bo Nix were a little bit more efficient and a little bit better on his passes. So this has definitely not been the Saints' finest hour. And again, I think it's just it's a number of things. They had a massive amount of injuries. They're playing on a short week. You also now have injuries in this game. This is going to bring up the question about Thursday Night Football again. of whether or not we should even have it. And I've been a opponent of Thursday Night Football. I've said from almost the start of when they started doing it. And I remember that it only started originally as like the last half of a season they started doing Thursday Night Football. And then it started being the whole season they started doing Thursday Night Football. And I've never been a real huge fan of Thursday Night Football. But if we're going to be honest, it's something that is, I think, going to stay. Obviously, when you have a company spending several $billion over, I don't know how long they have it, 10 years or something, does Amazon, it's not going anywhere. Unless that's something that the NFLPA is going to have to negotiate in the next CBA. Because we know the NFL is going to want to add an 18th game. So maybe that's something you do. You fight for a second bye week and get rid of Thursday Night Football. If I'm the NFLPA, that's the minimum I'm looking for. Rid of Thursday Night Football, second bye week. Those are two absolutes that have to be a part of any deal that includes an 18th game. That's it. That's how I would start. Then you can negotiate everything else. But for the NFLPA, those have to be the red lines. 2 buys, and the elimination of Thursday Night Football. Wilson with the carry on first down, and he's going to get it all the way to close to the 30-yard line. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Broncos. But we have a flag. So let me shut the fuck up. Man, the Mets had the bases loaded and got no runs there. That sucks for them. So, instead of a first down, it is still first down, but now it's 1st and 17 for the Broncos from their 7.5-yard line. Again, it's going to be a handoff to Wilson, but this time he is stuffed in the backfield for a 2-yard loss down at the 5. So 2nd down and 20 coming up here for the Broncos. I have no idea if the chat is broken or not. Let me see here because it wasn't updating. Let's see. $9:30 left here in the 4th quarter. Oh, it was broken. I was wondering why it wasn't updating. I wasn't seeing any more messages come in here. That's going to be a throw on 2nd and 19, knocked down at the line. I'm sorry, guys. The chat for some reason froze here in my OBS, and I wasn't able to see it. So, Saints do need a miracle to win. Yep, restaurant to flick. The AI does suck. I do agree. I'm sorry. I'm catching up on some of the messages here. I missed there. What happened to Mike Garafolo? I don't know. He's still an insider. He's still reporting shit. You only need 3 touchdowns and 3 successful onside kicks. Hey, listen, stranger things have happened, Pecan. You never know. I think you need a lot more than that now. 3rd and 19. Handoff there to Wilson. Not going to be a first down, but at least they get some room so they're not kicking out of their own end zone. 4th down and long coming up here for the Broncos. ELS in chat, I wonder how Frankie's doing. I bet you he's not doing well. If I had to guess, I would say Frankie's not doing well. So here we go, 4th and 10. Here's the snap. The kick is away. Kick's going to be caught at the 39. Saints looking for a return, and they get it into Broncos territory about the 48-yard line. And that is where they will start. Wow. Oh, I still got the flag thing up here. Sorry. I went to go with that. That's my fault. So the Saints take over. 8:21 left here in the game. They are down 23 points. I think it is all over but the crying. If you are indeed a Saints fan like Pecan is in here. If you are like Brandon Perna, though, I'm pretty sure you're happy. By the way, I know he is doing a charity live stream over on his account. You don't need me promoting that. I know he's got a lot more followers. He's got 4,000 people watching his stream currently. But if you are watching our stream and are like, hey, I like watching King do stuff, but I also want to do good, and I want to donate to something. Go over to Brandon Perna's stream over on That's Good Sports. Go donate to his cause, which is, I think it's like fighting kids' cancer or kicking kids' cancer's ass, or I forget the exact name of it, but it's something. It's a very good cause for children's cancer. I know it's for very aggressive cancers, and you can help them out with that. So go over there, give them a donation. Help them out, and then you can come right back here. That's fine. We can hang out still a little bit. That's not bad. ELS with a hot take report. ELS says the Cowboys are just the Browns with a better logo and better Super. Is it a better logo though? Like, I know the Browns logo is just a helmet, but the Cowboys is just a fucking star. Like, it's like, hey, we're giving ourselves a star. We're good. Look at us. We're going to give ourselves a good old star. It's like giving yourself a gold star in kindergarten. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's not a better logo. It's a fucking star. It's an emoji. It's not even an emoji. It's like it's like a it's something you could it's a star. It's not even like a stylized star. It's not like a sheriff star. It's literally just your average, everyday 5-pointed star. They do have a better Super Bowl history. I'll give you that. I will give you that. If that's the womp 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 horn, I'm not clicking it again. If that's the womp 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 horn, I'm not clicking the womp womp womp. I'm not clicking womp 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 womp. First down and 10 for the Saints, and that's going to be Kamara with the carry. Going to be about 4 or 5 yards, depending on the spot. And indeed, it was 4 yards. Rattler back to pass, throws. That's going to be caught. But right at the line of scrimmage, Johnson was the receiver, but that's going to be third down. No gain from what I could tell. Third and 5. They did give him an extra yard in that. Rattler, big pass down the field. Incomplete. 4th and 5. Obviously, this is 4-down territory for the Saints. They have to go for it. Saints fans, just with all the different signs, help 2 and 5. Again, when you have the 2 games the way you do, you win those first 2 games, it's like, man, this can be the real good season. And then just to kind of have the slide down as it's been for the Saints. Shovel pass to Kamara. He's going to be short by about 2 yards of the first down. Turnover on downs. Broncos take over. And yeah, this one is all over but crying, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Pecan. I really am sorry, Pecan. Like, I'm not, like, trust me, nothing I'm saying here is poking fun at you or Saints fans in general. It's just, it's a statement of fact of just, this game has not gone well for the Saints. They have not played particularly well. It's just been, Pecan, it says they should just let the coaches have a white flag for games. Like, I wonder, like, is that something, like, again, we have the coaches have the challenge flags, the red challenge flag. We have the yellow flags clearly by the officials for penalties. Clearly we know what color the officials' flags are. We've seen quite a few examples of that. I wonder if, like, at some point, maybe try it in the UFL. Maybe try it there with the XFL USFL merger there with the UFL, and just have, like, okay, you're losing 26-3 like this, or you're losing like 45, nothing, 45-3, whatever, like the Cowboys were. Maybe you, a coach does, and it can only be used in the fourth quarter. Kind of like, make it like the onside rules of the new kickoff. Like, you have to be down by a certain amount of points. You have to be down, like, it has to be this much time left in the game, and at least in the fourth quarter anyway. And you have a white flag. They have that, and you could just throw that on the field and say, I'm going to protect my team for... Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Pecan. It's like, it's to protect my players from injury instead of playing downs that are meaningless, that are going to do nothing but hurt players possibly when we already have injury issues and all these other things. Instead of playing useless, meaningless downs, white flag. Throw it out on the field. Almost like throwing a towel in as like a boxing match. You just throw the white flag. Referees stop the game. Game over. It's officially, forfeited at that point. And the score is what it is as it ends, and that's it. Like, maybe you do that. Maybe that's something that happens. Not a terrible idea. It would be probably a cold day in hell before the NFL adopts it. But again, I never thought the NFL would adopt this kickoff style. And here we are. So it could be, 10, 20 years from now, maybe that's something that happens if you put it in the UFL now and see. But that's not a terrible idea. I'm going to say I will not dismiss that out of hand. I know a lot of people would and be like, no, you can't do that. The integrity of the game. It's like, you say that until you lose your running back for the rest of the year on a meaningless play with 30 seconds left in the game where you're losing by 40 points. Like, what the fuck are you doing? First down, big run there for the Broncos. That's going to be a first down and 10 for them. And they keep the clock and the chains moving. Vegas wouldn't like that, and I think that's going to be the caveat. That's going to be the fight. Because clearly, the casinos, the sports books, they have quite a bit of the NFL's ear, being as big sponsors as they are, as being, as now monetarily tied to the NFL, as they are legally now across the states. So that's going to be interesting. First down and 10. It's going to be another first down as Bo Nix passes and gets a completion. But we do have a flag. Is this going to be coming back? Devon Valley was the receiver. And here's that dumb-ass illegal man downfield that I hate so much. They need to turn that thing back into either, I think it was 3 or 5 yards was originally the cushion that you gave the lineman. Giving them a yard makes it like, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's stupid. I hate it when they did it. I still hate it now. It's dumb, dumb, dumb. Stop it. First and 15 now. Bo Nix, that's going to be a handoff, and that's going to be a loss of yards. And he lost the ball. That's a fumble, they're saying. And the Saints recover. With 6:10 left. Is it a comeback possibility? Is it over? There's still time. Estime, yep, that ball is out before his posterior hits the plastic. And that is indeed a fumble. So I think I agree with you, Peacock. I think that would be the biggest fight. Isn't from like football purists or from maybe even the NFL, but it would be definitely from Vegas and bettors that are like, oh, you're just gonna. But here's the thing: then you could bet on a game and be like, do they throw the flag? Like, will a team throw the white flag in this game? Will that be something? Put that in as part of the parlay. You know, you'd have to try to work on that. So you're saying there's a chance. But listen, yeah, you know, take the positives. You got to turn over. That's something to work on. Rattler hasn't looked terrible. Like, he hasn't been great by any stretch of the imagination, but he hasn't been terrible. I don't think he's thrown an interception in the game. His running has been impressive. Again, I think there's clearly a lack of weapons. And that just is what it is. Fourth down coming up here for the Saints. We are reaching 5 minutes. Sorry, I kept on talking. I really was talking more about how they could do here. 4th and 1. Rattler throws. That's going to be complete and a first down. Wilson Jr. with the catch there on 3rd and 4th down. 4:45 and counting here in the fourth quarter. From the 39 of the Broncos, Rattler using his legs, running away, slides down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up here as we're now under 4:30. No, I mean, clearly this. Let's see. Would the Saints look at starting Jake Hanger if Rattler can't have a strong performance? Oh no! Oh no! That's a touchdown. Oh no! And that is the shit cherry on top of the shit pie of the shit cake. Oh no! Just when I was saying, like, Rattler's not bad. He hasn't really turned it over a bit, and gets hit, gets a fumble. And I forgot he did have a fumble earlier on. But he goes to throw, loses it on the backswing, on the cocking. He lost it on the cock. And yikes. So 32, as we see the Superdome crowd start to empty. Extra point is good. And it is now a 30-point lead for the Broncos on the Saints. And yeah, Pecan, listen, if it makes you feel any better, you can come watch me lose my ever-loving shit on Sunday at 1 p.m. when the Giants play the Eagles. I promise you it'll make you feel better. Because as nice and calm as his exterior is, as you see, I will turn into the loudest, obnoxious New York fan you've ever seen in your life when the Giants play the Eagles. I will try not to. I will try to be a professional broadcaster. How well that goes, I can't tell you. It really honestly depends on how well the Giants play. But even then, I might turn into taunting Jimbo. So I don't know. We'll see. But I promise you it'll most likely make you feel better about this situation. Because the Giants are 2-4 as well. And we have a very good chance of being 2-5. So, same boat, man. That's just where we are. And here's the thing. I didn't go into the season with much hope. But looking back at some of these games, knowing that we should have won these games, knowing we should have beaten Washington, knowing that we should have beat Dallas, knowing that we had a chance to beat Cincinnati, and just there were some really dumb, bad play calls Daboll, again, trying to be the smartest guy in the room, putting us in bad positions, especially in the Dallas game, especially in the Cincinnati game, going in for a lot of these fourth. He went for it on 4th and 3 from our own 36 early on in like the second hit. Like, what are you doing? Now, granted, we were able to get a fumble on the Bengals' next possession when we turned the ball over, because clearly we did, because the play call on 4th and 3 was a shit play call to start off with. But, like, Daboll hasn't done well. So when you look back at it and knowing the Giants could be at least 4-2, if not 5-1, actually, like, so surprisingly, imagine the Giants being 5-1. How nuts would that be? And to know that we were this close to getting it, that's a bit of a frustrating part of it, but what can you do? 4:06 left here in the game. Broncos getting ready to kick off to the Saints, and we'll see. We'll just kind of wind this game down here. Talk about some different things going on in the world. That's going to get brought all the way out to the 19-yard line, so not that great of a return. Bottom of the 7th, still 7-2, Dodgers over the Mets. Man on 1st and 3rd for the Mets, but with 2 outs. Let's see if they can do anything with men on base and maybe get back into this game. It does. Like I said, if you know your team sucks and then you get blown, whoa, big run on 1st and 10. Okay, listen. You're losing 33-3. You don't get to do the first. You don't get to go up and go down. Like, you don't get to celebrate. You don't get to do anything. Oh, the paper bags are back. Somebody got the paper bag. So we found your paper bag, Pecan. We found it. But to your previous comment, yes, it hurts losing the close ones. It does. Like, if you get blown out, like, you know, when we lost to the Vikings, I was like, all right, this sucks. And that's why that game is like, to me, I was like, all right, that is what it is. That's a loss, that one that you can't really say, like, oh, well, maybe if a different choice was made. No, we just got our ass kicked. That's bottom line. But all these other ones, 3 of the Giants' 4 losses are at the feet of Brian Daboll and his bad play calling and bad decisions. And knowing that we were this close, if he just had put a kicker in the open roster spot, in which he went into a game with only 52 players where you're allowed 53, knowing that his kicker had a bad groin, you put a backup kicker in there. If we had a kicker, we win that game against Washington. Dallas, if you stop doing 5-yard curl routes and actually let them either go and go further and stop calling runs, which were not working against that Dallas front with Micah Parsons, with DeMarcus Lawrence there. They were not working. Now, granted, they got injured, but it was later on in that game. But the running game was not working for the Giants in that game. So stop doing that and stop calling the little dinks and dunks where you keep on running, putting yourself in 3rd and 13s and 3rd and 10s and 3rd and 8s. And then you start doing 5-yard curl routes that are 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. Stop doing that. But it is what it is. Like I said, at this point, you are what the record says you are. The Giants are 2-4. The Saints, unfortunately, are about to be 2-5. Hitting that 5-game losing streak is not great. You have the Bengals now. Yes, the Bengals are in a 2-4 boat, which I wish the Giants had put them into a 1-5 boat, and we could have and probably should have, because then the Giants again would be right there in the thick of it. Because Dallas is not good. The Eagles are questionable at best. And Washington, for as great as Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin are, that defense clearly has got issues as well. 3rd and 1 here for the Saints, and he's not going to get to the first down marker. Miller will be short. It will be 4th and 1. So you look at things like that, and that's why I'm kind of on I'm on the fire Daboll train for right now, because he's just not performed well. First down for the Saints on 4th and 1 as the clock continues to tick down. Rattler again with the QB sneak there, and we are under 3 minutes to play here in this game where the Broncos have dominated all game. Bo Nix, 16 of 26, 165 yards, no picks, but no touchdowns either. Like I said, Bo Nix did not have the greatest of games, but good enough. Spencer Rattler escapes pressure, slides down in the field of play. And we are getting closer and closer to the 2-minute warning. Yeah. At this point, I turn off the game, and I'm watching Bad Cooking. Hey, there you go. Like, listen, yeah, as long as if you just listen to my dulcet tones there, I'll keep you updated on the waning moments of this blowout game. And that's, I have no problems being someone's background noise. I'm fine with that. And in fact, it's kind of a dream. I've always had, again, I worked in radio for 5 years. I had always wanted to work in radio. I finally got into a radio job, did all that, so, being background noise, being the guy in the background you just listen to, like, that's kind of been my dream. So here we are. I'm living a dream. ELS, that's what we're doing here. And we are at the 2-minute warning now. We're almost done, folks. We're almost done here. Week 7, some of the more important games as they're shown here on Amazon. Texans and Packers, who are going to wear their icy whites. You got the Chiefs and the Niners. Obviously, big for that reason. You have the Jets and the Steelers. We'll see what happens with Devontae Adams. That's going to be the interesting one, obviously, to find out there. Ravens and Bucks on Monday night. That is the game that we will be covering here on Stay Tuned Sports. We will not be doing Chargers and Cardinals because that starts at 9 o'clock, and that's too fucking late for me. Although it depends on how that game's going. I might also, jump to that game, and we'll see what happens there. Might watch along for the end, if it's any good. If it's not, then once the Ravens Bucks game is over. Incomplete pass on 3rd and 5, 4th and 5, and there I see a flag come in late because the officials just have to get one more. You can't just let the game end, huh, guys? You can't just let the game end. You got to get more in there. Pass interference they're calling on the Broncos. So up to 13. Lucky number 13 flag for the game. Spencer Rattler eased out of the game. Reiner is in. Looks like they might be checking Rattler's hip. Catch by Tipton. It's going to be a 9-yard gain. Looks like he hurt his hip or oblique there. Yeah, we're going to have some of the tank bowls happening. And sometimes those can be fun, though. Sometimes those games where the team's got really nothing to play for, those are fun games. I'm gonna root for the Bucks as well. Again, I love Baker. I really do. So I'm gonna root for Baker no matter where he is, unless he's with the Eagles. If he ever goes to the Eagles, I'll stop rooting for him. But until then, I like Baker. And that is a measuring stick game if there ever was. I know my buddy Jimbo, he hates the term measuring stick game, but it really is a measuring stick game for the Buccaneers to see where they line up with people who think are the NFL elites. And the Ravens have played that way the last couple weeks. Let's see how it goes. 2nd and 1. Haener throws. That's going to be incomplete to Miller out of the backfield. I'll say this. Here's a little sneak peek at the Friday forecast when it comes to me and the way I'm leaning. I'm leaning Bucks. I am going to lean Bucks. I'm not going to say who I'm picking necessarily. I got to look at some more stuff first. But I'm leaning Bucks. They're playing, I believe, in Tampa. They are, again, the Ravens have a tendency to have good game, bad game, good game, bad game. As we saw, they won in Cincinnati, but it was a bad game for them. They did not win or very convincingly. 3rd and 1. It's going to be caught down to the 12-yard line for the Saints. Wilson Jr. with the reception. 1st and 10. Clock is at 1:22. And it looks like somebody's called a timeout. Obviously, I missed a Broncos timeout here somewhere. So let me catch up with that. The Saints take a timeout because, of course, they do. Why not? You got a chance to win here. You got to score 30 points in under 2 minutes, so about a minute 30, minute 20 something there. So, yeah, you can do that. But again, the Ravens are notorious for inconsistency. Good game, big game. Good game, big game. Good game, big game. Now, again, like I said, they had a good game against the Bills. Played a not so great game against the Bengals. Not as good as you would think they would have. And the Bengals should have won that game, if we're being honest with each other. Then they played Washington, played a good game. And Washington kept it close, too. I'll give them that. But the Ravens did play a good game. Now they're on the road playing Tampa, good team. Is this a time for a bad game? We'll see. But I think it certainly could be. And there's a touchdown for the Saints. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the comeback. The comeback is here. Haener with a touchdown. And the Saints, with a minute 22 left, they get their first touchdown of the game. 33-9. Wilson Jr. with the touchdown reception. Extra point coming up here. Snap, hold, kick, up, and it is good. The Saints reach double digits in the scores. 33-10. Now only down 23 points. Do they go for the onside kick? Sean Payton still pissed off. Telling his boys that was bad. Haener all smiles on the sideline getting his touchdown there. Maybe Haener starts next week. That was my thing. I was surprised after the Kansas City game that they didn't start Haener the next week, that they went with Spencer Rattler. I was like, why was Haener good enough to be the backup to Derek Carr for the Chiefs game? But Spencer Rattler was the better guy to start the next week. Like, I didn't understand that. So that was a weird thing I always thought to start off with. And again, it's one drive, so you can't really, and it's one drive against a team that might have taken their foot off the gas with the Broncos. You don't know. But do you start Haener next week? I don't know. It's something to ask. It's a question that's probably going to be asked around Saints fan circles. I wonder if Pecan, you'll kind of be our eyes and ears into Saints world and see if that's something that happens with the fan base. If people are actually calling for it, do people want Haener instead of Rattler, and maybe give him a better chance to win? Because again, Haener did more in one drive than Rattler unfortunately has done all. DP Crim in the chat. Hello, I'm Dolly. Can I have a shout out, please? I don't know who you are, but if you like, share, and subscribe, I will shout out anything you want, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. There you go. You got yourself a shout out. Congratulations. What a night for Mookie Betts. 4 for 5. Home run, 2 runs, and 4 RBIs. As it is now 9-2 Dodgers. Boy. It appears that the Dodgers are going to be going to the World Series as they will be up 3-1 against the Mets and have absolutely crushed the Mets now in the 3 games that they've won against them. And let's face facts, the Dodgers are going to win this game. No problem, Dolly. Congratulations. You have yourself a great night. Thank you for joining us here. Again, give us a like, share, subscribe. It helps us out a ton if you want to go ahead and do that. Also, if you want to help us out more directly, we have a link to our donation station in the top of the chat there pinned. Also, below in the description, our donation station link is there as well. Thank you so much, Dolly, for joining us. Here comes the onside kick attempt. the Saints do a little bit of a drop kick, and it is recovered by the Broncos. Taysom Hill's out still too, isn't he? So Taysom Hill's, I guess what I mean. The Saints have had a 10-2 now here for the Dodgers. Holy shit nuggets. So with 121, I would imagine that the Saints at this point just let the fucking game end. Don't kick any more timeouts on the kneel downs, will you please? Taysom Hill or Haener for QB. I would say start Haener again because I think Taysom's still injured. Because again, we didn't see him at all in this game, and he's been out for the last couple weeks. Maybe if he comes back, you can see, but I would say like Haener has looked better. He looked okay in the Chiefs game when he came in for relief for the injured Derek Carr when he hurt his oblique. And in this game, he came in there for Rattler, who hurt his hip oblique area, which is kind of weird. It's kind of the same spot. And came in and offensively, passing-wise, was able to get the ball down the field and work it. So Haener has shown me more in the limited time he's been in than Rattler did. Again, just from an observational standpoint, I would say that. There's the final kneel down as they start getting ready to meet at midfield. Sean Payton, victorious in his return to the Superdome, where he won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints, and the Broncos defeat the Saints 33-10. 13 flags in the game. It should have been less, but I opened my mouth and touched the money and jinxed it all. So we got 13 flags. Lucky number 13 on a night with a supermoon. The Hunter's moon here. So, and I like Derek Carr. I really do. But I honestly think his time with the Raiders and dealing with Josh McDaniels hurt him a lot. I don't know how damaged he is mentally, confidence-wise, any of that stuff. But it's a shame because he is. I think he is a very talented quarterback. I think he's a very good quarterback. I just think there's a lot there that's not clicking, and that's unfortunately going to be his legacy as it stands right now. Almost a little bit like his brother. Great talent, super talented, but got hit so much in Houston in his first couple of years, it ruined him. What the heck to Roger Crosby in the chat? What the heck happened to the Saints? Lost 5 in a row. That's what I'm telling you, Roger. It's disappointing how that happened. Those first 2 games, it looked like the Saints were going to be gangbusters. Derek Carr looked great. Offense looked great. Obviously, the Panthers are who the Panthers are, but you figure when they beat Dallas, you were like, oh, man, can the Saints be real? Can the Saints be real? And then they lost that close game to the Eagles, and it's been downhill, unfortunately, ever since. A lot of injuries, a lot of bad luck, if you will, and it's just kind of gone downhill from there. So 5 straight losses is never good, no matter where you are in the season. Again, long way to go still. There's still, there's 10 games left to play. I know it doesn't seem like it, but the season isn't over, especially in the NFC. You don't know how the rest of the, 10 games is a lot of games. So I wouldn't quite give up yet. As far as the Saints maybe trying to make a late push, see if they get a wild card spot at some point, or even just, make the season worthwhile. But again, 5 in a row, not great. Obviously, you wouldn't want that. DP Kim here, Dorothy or Dottie or Dolly. Dolly, that was it. Dolly. Sorry, I'm sorry, Dolly. I forgot for a second. They gave up by the fourth quarter. To tell you the truth, once they put Haener in, they played better in that one drive than they did the whole rest of the game. offensively. Again, their running game couldn't get a lot going. Rattler he put off a couple of good runs, but passing wise, they weren't able to get anything going. They were never able to get really into the red zone a lot. They got the one field goal all game, and that was it. So they were really never able to get anything going. Denver's run game ran all over that Saints defense. It was a running game. Like, you look at Bo Nix stats, and that'll show it to you. He was 14 to 16 or something for 160 some odd yards. Not anything special. No touchdowns, no interceptions. So he didn't turn it over, but he didn't score any touchdowns either. But when this was a game of the running back for the Broncos and Williams in particular. And that's what did it. Bo Nix didn't really have a spectacular game, but he didn't have a bad game. So in that sense, that's what you're looking for. I think Rattler had 2 fumbles in this game. One of them was returned back for a touchdown. So not great. And again, wasn't ever able to really move the ball. They put Haener in. Again, how much you can read from the Haener drive, I don't know. Did Denver kind of get soft on defense there towards the end of the game? Did they not really give a shit? Anything like that? Like, you don't know. Like, you can read that in a number of different ways. But at the end of the day, all we know is that it was 33-10. Broncos looked very good against the Saints team that is very injured, got more injured in this game, and whose quarterback didn't play well. I mean, at the end of the day, that's just what it is. The quarterback didn't play well. And we'll see what they do next week. Let's see if they will put in Haener as a starter, if they're going to stick with Rattler, if they get some of the key pieces back here. Will Olave be back from his concussion? Will Taysom Hill come back? There's still a lot of questions to ask and answer here for the Saints. So I'm not ready to put the season to bed yet for the Saints, but time is running out to kind of turn this around. Dolly in the chat, the Saints' next game is against the Chargers. Do you think that they could end their bad luck cycle against them? Good. Like I said, anything's possible. The Chargers are playing very well right now, though. Harbaugh has kind of changed the culture there with the Chargers. They're a lot more physical team. They're a lot more hard-running team. And you have, Herbert is playing well, even with the limited receivers that he does have there. But like I said, they're the identity of the Chargers has changed. They are a lot more physical. They're a lot tougher than maybe they were under Staley. So, yeah, do they have a chance to turn it around? Yes. Is it going to be hard to do it against the Chargers? Yes. But we'll see. Like I said, anything is possible in the NFL, as they say, any given Sunday. Anything can happen. So we'll see what happens there, Dolly. And I certainly hope that for Saints fans and that the Saints themselves, that they're able to turn it around and make something of this season for them. But for right now, that is it. That is the final. Broncos 33, Saints 10. Tomorrow, myself and Jimbo will be here for the Friday forecast for our picks and predictions for Week 7. Before this game, me and Jimbo both picked the Broncos, so we are both now 1-0 for Week 7. You will get the rest of our picks tomorrow on the Friday forecast live. We've done the recordings for the last couple shows here, for the countdown and for the main show, Stay Tuned Sports. But tomorrow, I believe we'll do live for the Friday forecast and let you guys know how we're doing. So around 3:30-ish, expect to get that notification. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you click on all notifications so you know when we will be hitting live. Dolly in the chat, one last question here. Let's see. Plus the Broncos are going against the Panthers. So in all reality, I do think that the Broncos should win that game as well and improve their record fairly well. And again, the Broncos are not that far behind the Chiefs. Now with this win, even if the Chiefs win, they're going to be, a game or a game and a half behind the Chiefs? Not bad. That's not bad for the Broncos. Peacock, good night. Sorry about the Saints, but I'll see you here on Sunday, 1 p.m., so you can watch my misery as the Giants play the Eagles. And hey, maybe I'll see you here tomorrow for the Friday forecast as well. That'll be the next broadcast. But for Jimbo, who left after the first half, My name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports with Thursday Night Football. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. See you tomorrow for the Friday Forecast.